they don't want it with me. You got a problem with me? Love, you don't want it with me. Man, you won't ever stop me. Who y'all really got a problem with? Who y'all really trying to solve them with? Who don't really like the sound of this? Who come with me getting down to this? You better step back, get your neck cracked, get laid down where you best step. Better check that with a fresh map, get lost now with no extract. Like look, that's all me, got my number, don't call me. We eating up, that's all beef, you freezing up, that's y'all's team. Cause we don't really lose no more, all about heating up, leaving that cold. You can see beating up, killing that show. I ain't about giving up, no. Nah, cause they don't want it with me. Love, you got a problem with me. Love, cause y'all don't want it with me. If you start a fire with me, then you never gonna stop me. Ayy, sound the alarm. We about to go on. You getting it wrong. Time to go off. Can't hold us back. Truth hurts, you always that. My truth lurks till y'all collapse. Now scoop first where your homies at. Come my team with me right now. My team's so mean right now. But what you mean y'all out? It's time to weed y'all out. Okay, we coming back with a vengeance. Time to go start your engines. What is this thing y'all mention? Time for y'all stop pretending, Nah, y'all can't do that. Where your crew at? Y'all can't do that. Nah, where your crew at? Nah, man, cause now you alone. Yeah, get out of my zone. Man, cause now you alone. Love, get out of my zone. Nah, cause they don't want it with me. Love, you got a problem with me. Love, cause y'all don't want it with me. If you start a fire with me, then you're never gonna stop me. Nah, cause they don't want it with me. Love, you got a problem with me. Love, cause y'all don't want it with me. If you start a fire with me, then you're never gonna stop me.
Look at my shine with the glow. This is my time with it though. This is my time to be way at the top. Me and my guys gon' pay out the block. I don't look like boss, time's right. And I know they see us walking in the limelight. Promise you gon' wanna watch like a sci-fi. My guys are high risers, high tide. My crown if you come to my side. I pledge allegiance for lifetime. My squad connected like Wi-Fi. We grind and you see the highlights. This my life. It ain't a game now. Me and you, we ain't the same now. Lions coming out to play now. Opposition out the way now. Out of the way. You wasn't invited. Say you come to play. I dare you to try it. You don't wanna try me. Then step up to my team. Yeah, out of the way. Yeah, yeah. Out of the way. Yeah, yeah. Out of the way. Game now, me and you, we ain't the same now. Lions coming out to play now. Opposition out the way now. Out of the way, you wasn't invited. Say you come to play, I dare you to try it. You don't wanna try me, then step up to my team. Yeah, out of the way, yeah, yeah. Out of the way, yeah, yeah. Out of the way.
Just wait and see, yeah. Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, and DHL.
Won't stop going till a player on top know it. Rooftop, penthouse suite. If you really want it, gotta own it. Fight through it, we was at the lowest. Blood, sweat, tears, the components. Riding all year, now's the moment. We are not friends, we are opponents. Yeah, I'm coming for mine. Yeah, I'm making a play, the game on the line. Yeah, I've been on the grind. Yeah, I jump in the spot, I made it my time. Yeah, look in the sky. Yeah, the stars align, no shade to shine. Can't stop it already. Emotional work and devotion, we put in this time. Look, you won't stop.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, setting the global standard in Clash of Clans competitive esports. I'm your host, Woody, once again joined on the stage by commentators Lady B and Carbon Fin. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. We have got an amazing show today with two undefeated teams right off the start. And leading into another interesting lineup with 6 more squads to go, we are really going to start to separate out this leaderboard among the top contenders for those 2 spots to compete for a golden ticket to the Clash of Clans World Finals. And the other teams that are going to be toward the bottom, still competing for a $50,000 prize pool and all the rights and respect that goes along with it. But with the stage set, let's get ready for today. We've had 1 week so far, Lady B. Where's your heart at right now for this competitive season?
My heart is in seeing this actually get evened up and lined out, because we're talking about 2 top teams that have to face off against each other today.
Yeah.
We've got 4 teams in the middle section, and we've got 2 teams on the bottom below. So my heart is wanting to see just some more mix-up here. What about you, Carbon?
Yeah, absolutely. I am excited to see, especially the very first match here that's going to be coming today, as some undefeated teams going. And remember, this is week 2, so we still have a little bit more, as there's no playoffs that's going to be on the line. It's really you win and you come in the top 2 spots and you advance.
Right, you are, Carbon. Well, as we all know, this is not the first stage in this tournament. In fact, we are deep in the trenches now, fighting this multi-month-long war. After already having gone through the first initial stages of finding the best 8 teams in the region, we are now in the round-robin stage. That means that every team is competing against every other team. So let's take a quick moment, rewind, and talk about what it took to get here. Lady B, kick us off.
Yeah, so it actually started with these open ladder phases. In the first one, there were over 96 teams with 900 wars going on. The second time around, for Split 2, we had 70 teams and a ton of wars coming through. And that was all to sort it out to the top 8 that wound up facing off in the play-ins. This happened for both North America, both Europe and MENA, and also India. But from there, we were looking to find, in that split again, the best 4 from each, Carbon.
Yeah, with the round robin, that's where they're competing right now. And if they then qualify to make it into the challenge finals, that's when it's going to be in person, where these teams are going to be going head-to-head from across the regions and eventually trying to get that end goal of the golden ticket to make it to the Clash of Clans World Finals, Woody.
Well, we have seen tremendous triumph and glorious loss, but it's not over yet. It's barely just begun. We are in the day 3 now of our challenge season, when teams are really starting to get paired up against other killer squads.
Yeah.
As we've already mentioned, we have 2 undefeated teams right out of the gate. Tribe Gaming and Strut are going to be going face to face, and that means that there will be only 1 undefeated team left at the end of today. We also have an opportunity for some teams that have yet to pick up a victory to maybe get some points on the board today. That's something that I'm hoping for, got my fingers crossed for, because there's a lot on the line to fight for. Even for the squad, MS Esports, which already has a golden ticket, they're having a chance now to compete for 50,000 United States dollars in this prize pool, 20,000 which goes to first place, all the way down, including last place, earning $1,000, Lady B. But we also know that pride and prestige is on the line. Would you say that the Snapdragon Pro Series has maybe caught the attention of the esports scene as a broad question?
I think so. I think the Snapdragon Pro Series has definitely brought on a lot of attention, especially for the European standard. We have some of the best teams in the world actually fighting it out.
Yeah.
Most of these are well-known teams that we often see winning tournaments and even playing in world championships. So be prepared for the unexpected, and that's kind of what we've been seeing. What about for you, Carbon?
We have been seeing the unexpected from 15 Star Wars, some perfects that we did happen multiple times, to even wars that had multiple 1 stars. So really, we don't know what we're going to expect, but the one thing that we will definitely see is some great wars.
Agreed with you there. Yeah, some pretty surprising turnarounds, in fact. Wars in which players have just gone on 3-star streaks from start almost to the finish before a surprising turnaround can really upset the balance for these attacks. But I gotta say, overall, really high hit rate wars in general, looking mostly at 13, 14-star wars, and like you mentioned earlier, Carbon, even some perfect hits. So let's take a look at where we are at right now in terms of the standings. We have Tribe Gaming and Strut up at the top, both with 2 wins each. And as we hinted at earlier, Tease and y'all are going to have one of them taking a loss today, with only one of them remaining up there at the very top, Lady B.
Yeah, and that's interesting because the first factor of this is head-to-head. So this also gives a nice little boost to whichever team wins this war. But in that middle section talking about, we have this mishmash of players with 1-1. So MS Esports, Aphelion Esports, Banger, and Tompa Nitrostella, who I like to call Tom Stella, are mixed there in between.
Yeah.
Carbon, look at this lower bracket.
Yeah, the lower side of this leaderboard is some surprising teams. I mean, it doesn't matter who's going to be down here because every single one's going to be surprising because they are all so good. RVNT, they had an incredible run to just get to this point, and they 14-star performances, at least in that first match, and they lost, which if you lose just a single match, you won't get those points to try to get at the top.
Right, you are, Carbon Finn. It's pretty mystifying, in fact, that RVNT is one of the squads with one of the highest hit rates, super strong offense. Their defense has taken a few swings from opposing teams, but they always come back hitting very hard. And it's going to be either them or Time to Throw, who they're facing off against in the second match. That'll be picking up their first win here in this second week of the competition. We are in match day number 3, with our Wednesday tournament kicking off today. We've also got another tournament coming on Friday, so make sure to follow us here if you want to get more Clash in action this week. And then later next week, we've got 2 more tournaments and then one on the Wednesday to follow. So lots left to do with the Snapdragon Elite Gaming team. But just for today, the first game, Strut versus Tribe, up very shortly. RVNT and Time to Throw to follow just under an hour later. What have we got going on toward the end of the day, Lady B?
Well, we're going to get to see, you said Tompanai versus MS Esports, which is, again, one of those 2 teams that are sitting in the middle, along with RVNT and Time to Throw, who are below. But it's Aphelion Esports and Badzing are also sitting in the middle there, Carbon.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to make a very interesting day because the tides are going to turn for each and every one teams.
Yeah, as we're starting to slowly approach the ending round robin after today, it's really going to shape up to show us what teams have the best chances at advancing to the challenge finals. And that very first match, Strut taking on Tribe, that is it. All the viewers are excited for that.
Oh, they sure are. And they are voting in chat right now. In Twitch chat, anyways, we've got a prediction going on between who will win.
Wow.
Looks like the bulk of those points so far going to Strut at an 85% to 15% split. Strong leaning in their favor. But hey, it's all about what happens on the battlefield that decides who's going to ultimately win. Keep in mind that we've also got lots of more weeks of competition. So the winner of this next match, it's not a decisive one. It's not an elimination match. We have a round robin where the top 2 teams from this region, in fact, will be able to advance on for that golden ticket opportunity. And with MS Esports already having picked up one, that really just kind of leaves 7 other teams vying in contention for that spot. We've also seen a lot of teams toward the bottom side of that bracket that we've already called out, RVNT being one of them, with really high hit rates, but just not managing to get a win yet. There's also been some other teams that I'm kind of developing a storyline, attitude toward. Bad Zinger, I think, is like the hit or miss type of squad that really either just destroys the competition or maybe has a bad day and doesn't really break all the way through. Would you say that's a fair assessment, Lady B?
I think it's a somewhat fair assessment. I think their biggest strength is their defense, but the more and more that they wind up in this competition, I think people are going to start to, realize where those baitings are happening and have backup plans to try and adjust.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if they're able to do just that. Setting their defenses. The one thing we haven't seen all too much was really those ring styles. We've seen a lot of anti-threes. We've seen some fails in terms of 1-stars on them. But maybe today, will the tides turn? Will we see a handful of anti-2-stars with ring style with town halls in the middle? I'll have to take a look.
It's certainly a great question, Carbon, because as Wednesday progresses into Friday, you don't have a whole lot of time to really refocus or reconfigure your bases. You know, we did talk about those boot camps where players are spending all day Thursday really trying hard to practice and prepare for the next matches. But now they've had a little bit more time to sit back, study, consider what they might be able to do against their specific opponents that they're facing up today to be able to prepare. They've had the past 4 or 5 days getting ready, watching replays, doing everything they can to get that 3-star potential as high as it possibly can go. Lady B, do you think we're going to...
I think after last week, yes. Yeah, I think after last week, we're definitely going to see that. But I don't know. Like, I feel like every time I say that, we don't get it. I was skeptical last time, Carbon.
Yeah.
And it seemed to happen.
Yeah, I always, from the very beginning, I was saying, I think we're going to see at least a couple perfects, and we did in the previous day. We saw multiple, right? We were kind of due for them, and I'm sure we're going to see more throughout the round robin phase. So today is definitely feeling some like perfect wars coming in.
All right, well, that's a good feeling going into our tournament, and we want to give gracious appreciation to the sponsors for this event. Snapdragon Elite Gaming is the reason why we are here and able to put together this show, bringing together teams from around the world and, in fact, competing against multiple different genres of games. The Snapdragon Pro Series is setting the standard in mobile gaming, and we are glad to be here along with it, watching it just right beside you. We also want to thank our other 2 sponsors for this event. Monster Energy is getting everyone fueled up and ready to go for these high, intense, action-packed moments, as well as DHL delivering the goods and making sure that everything is on time, prepped, and ready. We are all so excited for this show to get started. We've been traveling back and forth between the States and Sweden. We're here live now in Stockholm to get this thing going. And I think we're just about ready to kick it off. The first team is going to have their roster appearing on page real quick, and you'll get a sense of the bad guys ready to start this show going strong. It's going to be Strut here. Out in front, we've got our man Boom captaining the team and joined by Tryhard, Mask, Ast, and Yo-Yo 23.
Okay, so these are the bad guys here we got to watch out for, according to Woody. I mean, you're talking about the 2020 World Championship team, but they have seen some downsides this season. Seems they're making a turnaround as they're up there with Tribe Gaming, but we still see some faults. We had Boom with a 1-star, so he's got to be careful about that. Carbon, your take on Strut this year so far?
Strut, I mean, they've been winning a lot of different tournaments, right? But the one thing they haven't won is that golden ticket. That's the one thing that they would definitely be trading in for. They want to secure a spot into the World Finals. Same with Tribe, who they're going to be going up against as well. And I mean, it was incredible to have that interview with Boom, who talked after he did get that 1-star, and he's able to keep his composure. And then, of course, the very next war, he came in with the triple to answer, and that was a lot of the question marks coming in. But, I mean, this is a war everyone's got circled.
Well, if Strut is our Cobra Kai, then we have a Miyagi-Do ready to take them on once again. Tribe Gaming, in fact, had a little bit of swing in the prediction market over on our prediction caster. We actually have gone back to Tribe actually being in the lead for this prediction war at 51% to 49%.
Wow.
Before it swung right back again over to Strut. So this is really neck and neck. A coin makers in the Twitch chat room. But let's go ahead and meet the guys from Tribe, give them a fair shake as well, and ask, do they have what it takes to overcome Strut? They are led out here in front by Kronos, and of course joined by the indomitable Fluxy, Exosist, Rikirez, and Nebrax.
Ooh, well, I'm looking over at my Instagram poll here too, and Tribe Gaming is in a massive lead over Strut, so they are definitely the favorite here for this matchup. This is definitely a great lineup. The addition of Rakiras and Flexi, I cannot say enough, has been an excellent choice in Tribe Gaming to go alongside of Kronos, Exorcist, and Nebrax. But I do feel that Flexi always has that pressure on his shoulders, Carbon.
Yeah, and we're looking at the stats now here in this challenge series with the round robin, with Tribe Gaming at 14.5 and Strut at 13.5. Just that average of a star ahead, but it was that 1 star, that boom, that really dragged it down. So it would be a little bit higher, but according to the stats right now, who's playing better seems to be Tribe, but at the end of the day, they are both 2-0, and that's what matters.
A very important disclaimer and good context provided by Carbon Finn here, but I gotta say, no excuses. Look, if you happen to put a 1 star up on the board in a match this important, it's gotta take factor into the averaging out here. So Tribe Gaming clearly ahead on offense in the rankings overall here, but Strut undefeated just the same, might have a little trick up their sleeves on defense to try to frustrate these super powerful attackers who just can't seem to be denied. I think it was actually only one single 2-star 99% that Tribe has had, which has not been toward that perfect column for them. So congrats to them so far from that first four anyways. Congrats to them so far on that really impressive run. Let's see if it's able to hold up against the Strut guys who are just as eager to make a dent in this competition.
This is where we really need to see base building come alive. And these are two teams that are actually known for their base building, but they also know each other so well within the European community that it makes it so much harder to build against. And I think that's one of the biggest problems. So this is where we really want to see baiting happening. Like, we want to see some head messed with, and, you know, we want to see it all. And you asked my expectation earlier today. And what I'd love to see some really big defenses, Carbon.
Oh, I mean, defenses are always really awesome to see because then you don't know what's going to happen. I remember back 2 years ago, we were like, 13 Star Wars, 14 Star Wars is crazy. We never even thought a 15 perfect war was even possible back then. But it almost seems like one fail at this stage could cost everything.
It certainly could. Well, as things are progressing and all these wars are stacking up stars, we know that the conversation is getting just as heated out there, both in the chat rooms and on social media. So if you do happen to find yourself talking about the Snapdragon Pro Series, make sure to use that hashtag Snapdragon Pro Series so we can keep the conversation going and maybe even include you in it here on the stream. But with that, war number 1 is now underway. Strut and Tribe Gaming have spun up. They are in the clash already, Lady B.
Oh yeah, they are starting off. We've got the Yetis in for the Town Hall, so a nice Yeti blimp early on. Lures a CC, we've got the Rocket Loons, and this is perfect. It does not take down the Town Hall, though. What is perfect is that it wastes the time of the Rocket Loons so that the heroes don't have to deal with it, but they need to get in there and take that Town Hall down fast. Yeah,
unfortunately, with the blimp not grabbing the Town Hall now, he has to figure out something else to invest to take that down, which typically can cost you the triple if you have to use your World Champion or some extra balloons in that case. As is King. Queen are making their way off to the right by the scatter shot. Decides to send in the Royal Champion up top, so he is not going to be having his Lalo go over the Town Hall because it looks like if this Queen can actually walk her way and secure the Town Hall, but there's not too much that can protect her other than a few free spells and a skeleton, but the Town Hall forces her ability.
Yeah, and there's that single in the backside, so has to get that covering both the Giga and the single. He's got the Ice Golem, though, that times perfectly to give her a little bit more, but the multi is picking her off, and now he needs a backup plan. I talked about baiting, and this is exactly what Tribe has done. And Boom, in the starting position, is really going to make him feel like he's letting down the team yet again.
Well, we have the balloon starting in over the Eagle Artillery. He needs to do a Lalo over the Town Hall to secure it, as the King needs to path his way towards his Eagle Artillery, and there it is. We got the balloons coming to the right with that Grand Warden. He cannot afford to leave that town up to the end, as he knows he really wanted to start over the Eagle potentially with the Lalo, but as the Warden's going to protect and use his ability, there it is. Balloons lock straight onto the Town Hall, help take that down, but there's so much in the middle.
Yeah, a lot here that he has to worry about. Those multis are things that you want to be able to secure You would have your Lalo push coming in, so you can use your Warden ability or the freezes that were already used. So this is really about the 2-star pickup and as much percentage as possible. But with multis there surrounding and the radius that they have, there is not much he can actually do about this to get into that 90% range where he'd like to sit comfortably. Picking up just a little bit more, but you see the loons going in that direction, Carbon. This is going to be tough with the cleanup.
Yeah, those balloons going down, unfortunately, with just under 30 seconds. And now it's just a matter of grabbing a few more buildings on the outside. He'll push closer to a 90+%. But 2 multi-target Infernos in the core, and that blimp not grabbing the Town Hall really cost everything in this raid. And Exorcist with the defense is going to be a perfect way for Tribe to start off this match.
Yeah, it's at least coming in a little bit better than Boom, I think, had hoped for with those multis coming through. So, you know, at the end of the day, if you can recover 2-star from something that would potentially be a 1-star, you were in a much better position. And he's done his job. But it's not that 99% that we know Tribe can come in with if they're going to fall short.
Yeah, because that one fail, that, like Woody mentioned, from Tribe was the 99% or 2-star, and that's it, because then they got a perfect war. So this could be the difference maker in this whole match here. If Tribe, their only fail will be higher in the high 90s, 98, 99, they could take the victory.
Yeah, this is a definite good start for Tribe Gaming. When you can get a defensive start in the mix-up, you know you're in a good position, unless we see baiting from the other side here.
Yes. That is the one thing. We're at to be jumping into the next deck, which will be Tribe Gaming coming in, as Boom was not able to get it done for Strut. And it's just that blimp. Sometimes you're just not able to take the Town Hall. It depends. You put Yetis, you put Sneaky Goblins. A lot of times when they're building their bases, they test for those. They test for the blimps into the Town Halls. But did they test for E-Dragons from Nebrex? I don't know if I was expecting to see E-Dragons on a base like this here.
I don't know if Strut was expecting to see E-Drags on a base like this here, but knowing that the team does go for E-Drags, you would think that they would kind of put that into the mix, at least as far as testing goes. But this has some beautiful connection going along. The Queen pathing on the outside is perfect, and the delay of the King. This is something that Tribe actually was known for with Drag Riders that actually showed how much more durable the King becomes when your Queen works through, but he still needs to get through the core of this base.
He does, with the E-Dragons under the Rage, taking out that multi-target Inferno, moving over to the other side of the multi, but finding, seeking air mines left and right, and the E-Dragon, look at that, under the Rage, chained from the clan castle into the single target Inferno, and that was brilliant. So much value right there.
Absolutely stunning, and we've got the blimp coming in right overhead with the Rage for those loons, and Drag Rider get them out nice and fast, take care of the cleanup. But the Tornado Trap's going to suck it up in the Poison Bomb. It doesn't matter. He's got the Queen ability. He's got the Royal Champ ability.
He celebrated.
Yeah, and nothing left to worry about defensively on this one here.
Beautiful attack right there. Made the E-Dragons look easy as the RC's ability goes off, hits the air defense, down that goes, and that is a perfect start for Tribe Gaming, keeping up the incredible attack so far here in the Snapdragon Pro Series, and that's what this is all about. The best teams in the world coming together, going head-to-head, and Woody, an E-Dragon attack to start off with the triple.
With a huge smile on his face, he has completely crushed that base. And what a way to get the pickup early on here for Tribe Gaming. Nebrex scores the 3-star right off of Boom's remarkable recovery, admittedly. A 2-star 92%. But after the first 30 seconds of that, we were starting to wonder if that might have been another 1-star, like the scene we had seen from Boom earlier. Fortunately, he recovered. He's learned his lesson. He's not going to let that happen again, but he might have had to have a little bit of an awkward entry point with that Lalo coming in from the bottom right in order to secure the Town Hall, leaving those 2 multi-target Infernos in the center, Lady B.
Yeah, this just means that for Strut, they have to find the right, they had to have found the right defenses to try and hold up against it. It seems like Tribe is coming in with things that Strut did not expect, but what I will say, Carbon, is it is not a Tribe war if you don't get to see Nebrex celebrating from the start. That any Tribe war, that is what I expect to see, and that is what I hope to see.
Yeah, there's so many times that you see Tribe players celebrating, like each one of them has their own little celebration, it seems like, and well, I mean, Ramirez, he might be a little bit more to himself, but when he's happy, he definitely smiles a bit. You definitely see it back, especially for the World Finals.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a little bit of reactions when they were, because he was part of Benzinger.
Yes.
And he took out, it was Strut. Yeah. So some crazy stuff happened then, and some crazy stuff is going to happen here today and the rest of this, I would say, these wars to come up.
All right, you are. And keep in mind, though, Strut might be down right now, but they've been down before and taking it back for the win. This is a squad that just does not quit. And Boom might have had a tough base to start off with here, might have been caught up a little bit with those traps to begin with, but there's 4 more attacks left for both of these teams, and it can really swing hard in one direction or the other. Yeah. Remember, with 92%, this will potentially go down to percentage in the end, but that's just about as strong as a 3-star when it comes to the numbers on the board. Just that star missing could potentially be the big loss for Strut here, unless they can get a big pickup in their next attack, which should be coming in pretty shortly. Do you think that we're going to continue to see more aerial hits with Lalo starting off and Edrax to follow?
I do. These two teams are known for their air attacks. There's a possibility we could see a hybrid coming in from Strut, potentially, but otherwise I do think we're going to see a lot of air attacks, and I was right. We are going to see some ground, and a hybrid it is from Yo-Yo23 as he starts off the Queen charge. She needs to make her way to the Town Hall to take out and secure, but you notice that the bomb tower is here. This is some excellent value to pick up. It secures at least a little bit more pathing for those hogs that you don't have to worry about the giant bomb coming through when you have so many other traps to worry about.
Yeah, I see 17 miners in here. So when we see the hybrid coming in, take note where the spring traps are. Because if the spring traps are near like an enemy world champ or queen, those are trying to stop headhunters. But if they're around the other defenses, that's to help stop the Hog Riders, which can really devastate a hybrid attack. But that one Coco Loon and the few that moved in pulled those red airbounds, which was brilliant, as this Queen is going to continue to charge closer to the Town Hall. But all of these troops from the CC are such an annoyance, causing him to use a couple extra spells here.
Yeah, this makes it a little bit more difficult. Interesting combination, though, because typically you reverse what he did as far as the poison and the freeze go, but this is going to be the problem, because look at the Queen's health. He needs to drop a rage quickly to keep her going alive, but forces the ability instead, which is not ideal. So Yo-Yo, while he's trying to multitask, has to make a quick decision.
Yeah, with the rage keeping the Queen up now, the single target Inferno is going to eventually lock onto this Queen after the Town Hall goes down. But the Ward Eternal Tome can finally be utilized here as the hybrid is moving its way close to the middle. Freezes down to the single. I wonder if that was a little bit either late or early there, because it seems like the single was not locking out of the Queen just yet, as Hogs are coming out of the Siege Barracks to join in with the rest of this attack. With the Queen staying up, she's grabbing incredible value, including the bomb tower in the back end, and the World Champion, she's grabbing the single target Inferno.
Yeah, even took a little bit of damage from the scatter shot to distract as they move in. If she can step up and get away from that Expo, she can help out, but it looks like the Royal Champs got the scatter under control. Miners and Hogs around the outside edge of the base. They've got this done, and this is a follow-up that Yo-Yo needed for his team to try and get back in it, or at very least not settle too far down along the mix. A little bit of push into the center of the base, but I just think he might have a little more power to get that done.
Beautiful attack there from Yo-Yo. We know him as Lalo at 23 because he loves to come in with the air attacks. But is he now hybrid at 23 in a sense? He's tripling with so many different attacks. And, he's also very creative. That takes a little bit of time. Can't really do it in these types of wars with all the pressure on. But it's amazing to see these attacks and how they can really get the Queen to charge exactly where they want.
Absolutely. And even though he burned his ability through quickly, which is the biggest issue.
Yeah.
That Queen is meant to stay through the end of the base, because especially when you have a scatter shot on the back end, you have bomb towers, you have other things to worry about with your hybrid, and you have multis to try and get through with it. You power, and you also want to make sure you have the time to finish it off.
Yeah, if you keep that Queen alive, she is able to help clean up the rest of the base with all those defenses, including on that base was the bomb tower. So that really helps with splash damage. You don't have to worry about it. Plus, if the Queen stays alive, she can also provide a little bit of distraction on the other defenses so they don't hit your hybrid, the miners and the Hogs moving through. And it seemed like he had so many troops still left up at the end, so I might just guess that the spring traps were not placed for a hybrid attack on that base.
Yeah, I kind of suspect that they were waiting to see a lot more air attacks coming in, just like Tribe started with the Electro Drag that I don't think Strut was expecting to see. So, you know, I talked about mind games and wanting to see a lot of this, and that is exactly what we're seeing here. These two teams who know each other so well, especially with Rakira's joining, like you mentioned, from Badzinger. This is really going to be a battle to the finish, but there's also that one factor of the head-to-head that comes into play here.
It does, because once it comes down to it, if you're tied for the last position there, then it will come down to a head-to-head record. So if you have defeated an opponent, then you're looking good to advance over them if it comes down to a tie. Remember, you have to be at the top of the bracket to have a chance to move on to the Challenge Finals, which is going to be in person, and that's what each of these players are hoping to do. But Rakira's is hoping to come in with the Skeleton Donut to help take down the Clan Castle. It looks to be a multi-target Inferno and the Sweeper as well, which can help when he lollows his base, as the whole CC's gone, so you don't have to worry about bringing a poison spell, as this also clears a little bit of the middle of the base, which tends to hold a lot of red air bombs.
Yeah, and that's where you want to ideally path your Lalo around from. With the Skellies, it actually offers opportunity to pick up any possible Teslas too. So this is such a great way to ensure that you're not going to wind up in those situations. But the Bat's also a nice option here to take on the multi-targeting Inferno because it is less forgiving. Now we do have the Queen charging alongside of that Scatter as a Royal Champ sneaks her way in, but the Queen is backtracking. I think she was meant to go up towards that Town Hall. We got to see if there's that opening by the Wizard Tower. It looks like there just might be, so she can get back on course.
Yeah, this World Champion's making her way into the core. Has a freeze. Nope, uses the ability for the RC, so the Blimp is going to help secure the Town Hall here, as that single roast through the Royal Champion just like that. The Queen's ability is going to be forced through this storage, and she's going for the bottom wall, but luckily she does actually pull the Tornado Trap, so does not have to worry about it for the Lalo, as the Sneaky Goblins just secured the Town Hall.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if she would go for the freeze, but it doesn't matter at this point. It would be better served for that scatter shot on the back end to worry about, as the Loons can easily take down the single, and they're coming in from behind the Sweeper, but having that Queen and Royal Champ work together would have been much better. Queen looks like she's going to go for the Sweeper, so it's just a single to worry about now.
And look at this Ice Hound coming into the Tesla farm. It's going to freeze this whole area. Grabs every single Tesla, and the scatter shot, absolutely incredible. And now just burns the Warden Eternal Tome, which also protects his Queen.
Oh my goodness. Now this does mean that we can use this freeze for the back end. We've got an AD on the back end, hasting through the Expo and the Air Sweeper, freezes up the single as the Queen makes her way in, but she's slightly distracted. The Loons can still get it done, but it didn't get back to full health, so she's got this one. 46 seconds left to go. Rakira's, you know what, we talk about how he doesn't have a smile. Look at that little smirk on his face in the photo. You know, I think that's the best we can ask for, coming in with the 3-star. Beautiful attack here, and Tribe is staying there in the lead, Woody.
They sure are. With a firm and determined hybrid army, though, Yo-Yo23 did get the first 3-star for the Strut squad. Might have had a little bit of a tricky situation there with his turn in and encountering some super minions that nevertheless forced an Archer Queen ability, but he held on tight, sent in the hybrid army, who were able to pick off that single target Inferno right there in the middle of the base and keep her safe all the way through to the end. Meanwhile, it was a pretty easy walk there for Rakira's as well, picking up a 3-star after basically sacking 2 heroes right at the beginning, a Royal Champion and the Archer Queen, who got locked on twice by that single target Inferno before she finally round her way around the entire base, got some protection from the Grand Warden at one point, and then finally made it to the end to get her revenge. Congratulations to her, and also to Rakira's for keeping this perfect momentum alive for the Tribe guys. 6 stars to 5 now in Tribe's favor, Lady B.
Yeah, and I think it's actually a perfect combination to follow up with Rakira's. A lot of times we see him in that 3rd position, but they know they're going strong, and he is the most solid player, I think, in the game when it comes to Lalo. His hit rate, is bar none.
It's incredible to see what these players can do, just coming in with triples after triples when they don't have too much time to plan, right? And that's the one nice thing is if you do push in Legends, which a lot of these players do, you don't have time to plan in a Legends League. And you might go up against spaces like this that Flexi is putting here with that Town Hall in the core. And if you're looking at this base and you're wondering, wait, why are the walls right touching the Town Hall and not going around it or something like that? Well, The reason is when you come in with smash style attacks, which are using ground troops through the town hall, those walls force a funnel into the town hall, and the town hall poison is devastating. So that's why you see a lot of the bases, wherever the town hall is, tend to have these open walls going all the way up against the edge of it, so you have to walk through the town hall poison to get to the other side.
Yeah, but we do have the log launcher in play here to actually cut through that opening here in the base and take out the multi-targeting and single-targeting Infernos here. I expect to see some Yetis while we use the King and Queen to funnel from each side, taking on the extreme damage and force from those scatter shots.
With the log launcher opening up, and wait a second, the log launcher is taking out both of the Inferno towers. Fluxy, I don't think you should have put both Inferno towers in a straight line for a log launcher to take out.
This is going to be a rage up. No, the Yetis are going out of the base to go for the scatter shot where the King fell short. This would have been perfection to actually see those Yetis go on the town hall, which Tryhard likely was expecting here. So the Queen's going to have to try and save this opportunity because there's only 16 loons and no warden to help the loons get through. What are these Yetis doing?
Oh no, Tryhard, don't tell me this Queen's going to avoid the town. He can use invisibility to bring her back in. That's what he's got to do.
Drop it.
He's got to use an invisibility. He does just that. But is it enough? Wait, the Queen. She's coming.
Oh,
the
no.
Healers. Oh, there's the freeze to protect the Queen's healers, and she's going to make her way to the town hall. Will she do it? Another Lalo is starting over to the left side. No!
Oh!
What?
Oh, this Queen. I mean, like, this is a Queen that you do not want to have. We talk about 200 IQ Queens. This one is at 0. She still has a way to work herself in, but she's got nothing to spare herself between the Town Hall and the single targeting Inferno now. So trying to send in some loons to distract, get in there with minions, but you know it's not going to be enough.
Wait a second. There's the minions. The red air bombs. They're going. No! They go down.
No!
He used all those freezes on the Queen's healers, and the Town Hall stays. Fluxy's defense is going to hold strong here, what I thought.
Wow.
The log launcher with the lining up those Inferno towers would have costed him the value, but it saved the Town Hall just like that. And Tryhard knows exactly what that means. Putting up a 1-star against a team like Tribe Gaming, oh, that is just devastating for them.
Oh, you know, especially after the 1-star that Boom had, this is like the bad luck coming through. Fluxy definitely proud of the defense coming in from this one, looking to pick up as much percent, but percent is not what they need. They need 3 stars and they need defenses now. But the way Tribe's going, I don't suspect to see that, Carbon.
That was unfortunate from Tryhard, leaving the Town Hall up. He tried to loop the Queen back in with the invisibility spells, freezing the Town Hall multiple times to try to protect her healers. But at the end of the day, he was not able to take it down, as if he had those freezes, instead of protecting the Queen's healers for those back-end loons to try to save it, he could have potentially gotten it. But that's it. That's a 1-star. So now Tribe is really, their eyes are wide open as they know that they will have a huge advantage going into the next set of attacks.
Oh, they certainly are. You know, it's really unfortunate because you see the value that got, and if those Yetis had gotten into the Town Hall with a rage, that would have been more than enough to take it on. He also had a Yeti of his own, and I'm not sure if it went down with the King, with the Warden, but if it didn't, it should have, because that would have cleared the value needed to keep everything staying on course.
Well, it's unfortunate for Tryhard, but he has his teammates to try to pick him up. We've seen Struck come in with 1-stars, or at least one other 1-star, and they won that match.
They did.
Right? So they won a match where they put up a 1-star, but it was where their opponents also got a 1-star. And trying to hold Tribe Gaming to a 1-star is going to be very difficult, as Boom is trying to do just that to Kronos here with the Zap Lalo. 5 lightnings and an Earthquake, which is enough to take out an Inferno Tower. But notice we have 2 single-target Infernos, so maybe he tries to lightning the Grand Warden altar, because that would be taking out a multi-target Inferno as well.
Yeah, that would be a nice opportunity, and he does have easy access to get over to the Town Hall, though he is starting the King from the Eagle Artillery side with the log launcher. So we've got a big push coming in, waiting to see if we're going to drop the Warden, but I doubt it, considering we have 26 loons and 2 hounds. He does want to get this. So we might actually see this helping out for the air sweeper on the back end, perhaps, but it would help indeed to get that multi down. Queen is not playing ball here with the king. She is on the outskirts working on her own, but we've got the opening to the scatter shot.
The log launcher did take out a single target Inferno to help with pathing and grabbing the defensive value, as the Queen is now going to continue her way to the right side into the scatter, as he's going to send the World Champion in towards the multi. It looks like he's going to lightning around to grab maybe the sweeper and builder huts that are straight behind the Town Hall.
Yeah, that would help quite a bit for the pathing here. And that's, I think, is exactly what Kronos wants to do, though he's picked up insane value already with this Queen, knowing that she can't do quite enough with a defending king here. That's where you see the lightning going down. And we already see that we actually have the sweeper out, so he can use this anywhere he wants at this point to save value. But going for that single, there's the Quake. And Rocket Loon helping to sniff out any possible traps.
Worried a little bit if the Quake and Earth Lightning was too late for the Inferno Tower to get repaired, but the Lalo is now set up straight for the Town Hall here, as he has one more Lightning to utilize. And I'm surprised where's he going to end up dropping this. It would be very helpful for like a Headhunter or something if it went off to his Warden. But the balloons under the haste need to go straight through this Town Hall poison. The Headhunters got shot straight to the enemy Queen, and she went down just like that.
Yeah, but he's still got a lot of Loon power left. He's got the invisibility spell that he can use to sneak through the scatter shot, but it's actually distracted for now. Doesn't want to risk it, especially since you've got the spread of the Wizard Tower. But the Air Sweeper's still pushing things back. With the amount of Loons he has, it should be enough. The only concern is this Warden's health, but Loons at this force and this many make it easy through the Wizard Tower, which is obliterated.
This is going to put Tribe Gaming to a 9-star war so far, with Strut being at 6 out of the 3 attacks. Kronos, brilliant job here. Got so much value with the log launcher, his heroes, the lightning spells as well, to put him up by 3 stars in this match so far. And with that 1 star from Strut, that is just going to be so difficult to make a comeback, Woody.
Almost as if they're just trying to rub it in Strut's face, saying, this is how you Lalo, this is how you do it. They send one log launcher over at the Tribe squad, and Tribe's like, no. You think that's how to launch a log? Let me show you how to launch a log, Mr. Strut Gaming. Well, Strut's now capped out at 12, and that is not a comfortable position to be at all for a challenge series that has seen wars up in the 13, 14, upwards, even up the perfect wars from Tribes like Squad. Squads like Tribe, rather. So, yeah, I mean, this is looking sort of like the match that has just already been finished and decided in the first half. I would be really impressed if Strut could pull it back at this point.
Yeah, they would need a 1-star and a 2-star defense in order to do it, and they would need the right percentage as well, considering there's the 82% that came in from Tryhard. Let's see what Mass can do, though. He is known to be one of the triplers, but he also has been known to feel the pressure. We've seen him a couple of times over have some issues, but at this point, I feel like there's really nothing left to lose. So the pressure should be off and just go for those 3 stars.
Yeah, as the Queen is continuing her charge, grabbing the Eagle, grabbing these Expos with that Flame Flinger, now clearing that mortar, and all this area is going down with the value, as he does have one regular wall breaker, which he does actually use right near where that Flame Flinger was, as the King is now going to be used on the top side to help kind of push this Queen in, as a bunch of balloons and an Inferno Dragon comes out. Rages is up, uses a free spell to help clear this area with the scatter shot. And interesting, he didn't put any rocket loons, but I guess he wanted this Inferno. Wait, the splash of the loons helped take that Queen down.
Yeah, that's gonna help out quite a bit here, and let's see as the King works alongside. He's got to beat his way to get to that scatter shot, but he also has a Royal Champ to contend with. Mask needs his Queen to take the jump. It's still in play, but working through the pump, so still has her way to get into the center of the base, take care of it. But this Town Hall is going to be the big portion of this that needs to carry through with the Warden's ability.
Yeah, with that Queen utilizing the jump to get towards the core of the base, grabbing the multi-target Infernos, as the Warden with the Lalo coming over the Town Hall. Both sweepers are behind the Town Hall there. Probably the Tornado Trap is waiting for him, but he needs to path his way straight on in. Warden can burn his ability. There's the Tornado Trap spinning everything around. Doesn't have to freeze, but he drops he uses a Warden Eternal Tome to protect the balloons. Giant bombs everywhere. Queen's grabbing the other multi, but he's losing a handful of these loons here.
Yeah, this is going down fast with that multi. The Lalo started a little bit earlier before the Queen got in, but he's got the Queen ability. Royal Champ still with some life left over, and look at this. He's trying to protect her by dropping the hogs. The minions taking care of cleanup, and that gives that Royal Champ just enough to take down the defenses.
And he's going to get it, taking down Rikir as his base. Mask, beautiful job here with that Queen jumping into the core and getting exactly what Strut needed to try to stay close in terms of putting up the 3 stars. And at the end of the day, it comes down, if it's all tied for in terms of like who advances, well, obviously wins the first. Then it's the head-to-head like you mentioned in the matches, and then it will go to stars after that. So you still want to be putting up triples to get as many 3 stars as possible, but a 1 star that came in from Strut is the huge difference maker here.
It really is. And this is the second 1 star that they've had come in. So they are sitting lower and lower on their star count, which could come into play. The head-to-head is bad enough if they're able to get back on the boards. But that star count, unless someone can counter Tribe, which it seems they're in the top ranking. They've had a perfect war. As Woody mentioned, they had a 14-star war with a 99%. They are really, striking the fire while it's hot. And they are not letting up so far.
They are not. As you mentioned, the 99, that's their only fail, right? From the 2 matches that they had for Tribe, they have all triples except 1 attack, missing 1 building. Think about that. How many times in your wars have you guys been putting this together and you guys fall short on just like that 1 building? Out of all those attacks is now Exorcist, as he's coming in with a blizzard, it looks to be. And look at that. The wall breakers, they open up the wall so that these super wizards can then go for the Eagle Artillery. Brilliant value here, as it looks like Exorcist is maybe like it is like Hawaiian shirt, as he's relaxed here coming in with these hits, as he knows that Shrug with that 1 star.
I heard he's auditioning for Miami Vice. he's got the mustache going on, the Hawaiian shirt. But curious to know where he's located right now, where he's playing from. But let's keep focused on this game and not try and be distracted by the dashing mustache and good looks there. We've got the Queen making her approach into that scatter shot position. Does have to deal with the CC, so is taking on a little bit of firepower, but this gives the King the opportunity to work into the multi, force the Queen along. There's no more jumps, so we're settling for some limited value, but we do have a pretty good Lalo to come in for that Town Hall portion, as we have the Ice Hound and the Warden to help.
Yeah, as the Queen's ability goes off, clears the scatter shot. Now moving his way into the multi. Lady B, what is left of this base here? Obviously, we have the Town Hall to the top side, but he's cleared so much here with the blimp, with his heroes, and then the Warden can Lalo his way around the Town Hall. Does have a Rage Spell, which is typically utilized right over the Town Hall to help speed up the takedown.
Absolutely, and it can help push them through right outside of it as well. And with the single there, you hope that you don't have a trap along the way. Drops it slightly to the edge, but freezes up that Town Hall Giga Bomb. Uses the Warden ability exactly where you want to see it. Here comes the tornado trap that we talked about. And this is where it becomes a little bit worrisome, is the timing of that Warden ability, if it was enough to get them out, and that Rage was not placed right, so he loses all of those loons. However, he's got a little backup plan. He's got these loons coming out from the side, and still has a Drag Rider.
Yes, 2 invisibility spells. He could have... Oh, the Queen grabs the single target Inferno just in time. Look at that. He's celebrating. He's loving it. The Dragon Riders are coming in the right side, so it's a little bit of a blizzard. Lalo, Dragon Riders on the back end, that followed behind the Ice Hound. Brilliant plan to try hard, and he's basically kind of swagging the Invis, using it as a defending king to force the pups everywhere else around the base. And this is a beautiful 3-star here for Tribe, putting him up to 12. And the best that Struck can get is 12 stars, like you mentioned earlier, Woody. And all Tribe would need to get, even if Struck triples, is just a 1-star in their final attack.
Well, Exorcist is working hard, but I think he's just about ready to start his vacation, because he was looking totally fine in that last attack. Cleared through the base, no problems at all, and keeps Tribe on a superb path for a 3-star straight down the line. The possibility of a perfect against a squad like Strut, highly expected to be one of the top-ranked teams in this challenge season, is really, staring them right in the eyes. Just one more attack left to clinch it. And as you mentioned, Carbon Fin, because the tiebreaker here in this series for the round robin is going to be a head-to-head result. Ooh. If it does turn out that Strut and Tribe wind up being number 2 and 3 tied in the end, the team that wins this war will get the upper hand in that advancement. So this could really matter a huge amount. And not just the win here, but by such a wide margin as well. Tribe really stomping Strut down. We're going to have 3 teams that are ranked 2 and 1 at the end of today, and it's looking very likely that Tribe will be the last undefeated team in this competition, barring some extraordinary upset in this last round of attacks.
Do you think that's going to put a pretty big mark on their back, though, in the weeks to come, Carbon?
Definitely. Yeah, for sure. They're going to have everyone eyeing them, trying to take them down. Really, it's going to be everyone's best effort going to be given towards Tribe Gaming, as they want to be the one team to give them a loss. And obviously, they can't afford losses themselves if they're at the lower part of the bracket, or the leaderboard, I should say, because then that has risk for elimination. As Ast is removing the expos near this town, only did end up activating it. So this Flame Flinger can slowly move its way to eventually taking that town hall down. But that's going to be a lot of time invested for this Flame Flinger, and the Super Bowlers will be coming out on the left side.
Yeah, he does. That Zapquake did help out quite a bit here, but does get the activation as well, which is needed. But, he's doing this time-saving effect. When you know that the timer is ticking on these smash-style attacks, getting that Flame Flinger going first is a must. It speeds up using the lightning spells like we see with Super Witches, but this gives the Warden just a little bit more time. But he does need to start hurrying up that Warden and get everything dropped and ready to go. So here we go, just under the 2-minute mark. Golem is down to protect the Queen, and everything will follow suit inside this 8 o'clock pocket.
Yeah, with the Super Bowlers down, moving their way into the left. We did have a wall break that opened up towards the Queen, and actually opened up all the way towards that Eagle Artillery, as the Flame Flinger has locked down the town. But we have one little sneaky archer hitting the Flame Flinger, which he finally sees that, sends the Barbarian to try. No, and the Barbarian's not even able to do that.
No.
Oh, that's a problem.
Ooh, that's going to be a bit of a problem here. See if we can get these Yetis working their way in, but they're going through the storage first. He doesn't have the rage to go through to get this carrying along. They don't want to finish up on another 1-star. Freezes it up just to ensure that he gets a 2-star needed to finish off the job here. Yetamites just enough. Oh my goodness.
Just barely, as now the King and Super Bowlers, none of them walked into the middle. So they're not utilizing that jump spell to the core near both Inferno. So he decides to send the World Champion in. As we have Lava Pups, they're distracting this RC now into the core, as the RC can use their ability to try to clear this. We do have a lot of stuff on the backside of the space, as the Super Bowlers are dying off as they got to make their way up and around, but no more Warden, no more King. Super Bowlers are all dead, except for the one that's just barely hanging on. And his Queen's got ability, but there's not much left, with only 30 seconds left, and that Super Bowler's now gone.
Yeah, this is a unfortunate finish to an unfortunate war for Strut here.
Yeah.
This was not what you can see the disappointment on Ast's face. This is not what they were hoping, facing off against Tribe. And you really got to think, like, for a team that has faced off against Tribe so many times, knowing them in different forms and knowing kind of what to expect with baiting and traps, how they let it get this far past them, that Tribe could potentially pick up that perfect war.
Well, Tribe has already won this match, because Strut, that would put him to 11 stars. So Tribe won off of 4 attacks because of the 1-star that did come in from Tryhard for Strut, and now they can just come in and try to close it out and put up another perfect that they did yesterday, or not yesterday. The previous match was on Friday, as we have matches every Wednesday and Friday, and we have many more to come in the next couple weeks. So you don't want to miss any of the round robin action, as Tribe Gaming winning this war is going to put them now to 3-0, undefeated so far.
It is, and I mean, like I said, this is going to be a mark on their back, but what can any of these teams do to actually try and hold them back? You'd maybe look at replays, but they're showing they're coming in with Fury. And I mean, the E-Drags, did not expect to see the E-Drags coming in. No matter what base you serve to them, they seem to find a way to carry on.
They are coming in with beautiful attacks and really just breaking the bases down and making it look easy. As Fluxy is coming in with a Zap, Queen Charge, Dragon Riders, with 4 Dragon Riders here, as the Lightning helps clear a single target Inferno near the Town Hall, so this Queen can loop her way in to grab this value and not be worried about a single target Inferno locking onto her.
Yeah, this makes it so much easier of an approach coming in to get the value needed. You can see she's got the opening, Moon's coming in, but hold up. We've got access to that scatter shot, can send the King in, force her along, get the Queen more value to help out with the push and shaping up of the base. Hold on, though. She's got a pull.
Wow.
She's got a pull going to the outside, so we are going to have to send in. Oh, the blimp coming in. We are switching it up a little bit, which actually isn't quite so bad, because if you look down at the...
well, no, that blimp was designed for it, actually.
Yeah, if you look at the 6 o'clock side of the base, though, that's going to be narrowed out nicely, like the 6 to 3 o'clock side, to actually take things down with the Drag Rider.
It looks like the Sneaky Goblins were put in the blimp, so he purposely went with the blimp for the Town Hall, and he just didn't want the Queen as she walked her way up to get hit by the single target Inferno. As another wall breaker is coming in straight for the core of this base. Look at this Queen. The pathing is insane for her to grab all this value, as now the Dragon Riders are coming into the right, moving into the scatter shot. And the Warden to help with the Raw Champion, Fluxy. This is looking fantastic so far.
Yeah, this is looking stunning. The Drag Riders, you can see the power working along with the King, taking care of cleanup on the outside. Drag Riders obviously only going for the defensive layers, and they're not spread out that far. We've only got about 3 lines of defenses in each section as the Queen works her way into the multi-targeting Inferno. This is looking beautiful, as we have the Royal Champ to still use her ability coming in and launching that Seeking Shield to finish us off. Queen is taking a beating from the Expo, but Carbon, I think she can wrap this back around, and time definitely isn't going to be an issue.
Yeah, time is not going to be an issue here with 50 seconds left. He should be able to have enough Dragon Riders to finish off the kind of the left side of the space, as the Queen is helping a little bit with her ability. Unless these Dragon Riders are getting hit by this multi, which it's only a ground expo there. So that, that Seeking Airmine's not going to help. The Warden's going down. Forces the Queen ability. We got an Owl still up with some minions at the bottom. Queen's getting through the wall, clearing this multi. And there we go, with just about 20 seconds left, finding another Seeking Airmine. But the Queen can reach the rest of these buildings. And look at Tribe Gaming coming in with a perfect... What?
Ooh.
Wait.
Oh, 8 seconds. How much is on the storage?
I didn't finish it.
We need to see how much is on the storage.
Oh, perfect war. There it is. There it is. I almost tripped over that one. As Tribe Gaming, well done. What a beautiful attack. What a beautiful war that Tribe just did.
Just like their nearly defeated foes climbing up out of the grave to stab them in the heels one last time, we see the potential for a perfect war about to elude them, and yet they grab it anyways.
Yep.
Mission accomplished, gentlemen. Congratulations to Tribe Gaming on a gigantic 15-star performance over the other undefeated team in this competition, but they are no longer so. Strut Gaming, now with 11 stars, has had a hard lesson taught to them by the Tribe guys, and that is prepare those bases, because if you can get one little trip up here, one little snag there, you might just wind up denying not even the 2-star. You might get them down to a 1-star. So I hope you studied those bases, and I hope that you watched what Strut did, because when you're in a Legend League attack and you see these bases again, you're going to have to know what to do to try to take them down.
Yeah, these are the bases that a lot of people are going to be copying to take down Strut. I think a lot of people are going to wind up going back around.
Yeah.
What do you think, Carbon?
I definitely think so, too. You might see some YouTube videos of saying Tribe's bases that caused Strut to get 11 stars and be providing those links. So, you know, we saw some great bases that already been burned, but they might run the bases at a later date. Could move some traps to say, hey, you know, we expected you, to plan on it, but did you expect a little change to it?
Brilliant positioning always, and sometimes an ace up your sleeve. The Tribe guys have done it again and remain the only undefeated team in the Snapdragon Pro Series Challenge season. Congratulations to them with the first war out of the tournament. Now we are ready to go into the second one of today, but just give us a little bit of time to prep and prepare so that all the teams are rested and ready for this. We are going to show some highlights from this previous war, and you don't want to miss them. Stick with us, and we'll be back shortly.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, and DHL.
Yeah, I'm Exodani, Tompina Tristela. I'm a player. I'm very happy with the second day, but the first day I think we could have done better. We lost, so it was not ideal. I think in the first match we got a little bit caught up with everything, like we didn't really know what to do, I guess, and in the second match we were way more focused and we will continue with that. Basically we practiced a lot more regarding the order we are hitting in and the planning we do, we approach things differently now, as in the first war. We were kinda lost in the first war. I mean, definitely we gotta keep working on the defenses, and testing bases, which is the most important thing. And I think we don't really have an issue with offense as long as everybody performs. So yeah, the defense is the key point, I guess, to winning. I think it's gonna be very fun to play all the matches till the end. I hope we can perform well, and yeah, make it to Poland, hopefully. I mean, it's probably one of the toughest weeks we have, two very amazing clans, MS with the golden ticket already, so all we can do is prepare bases and pray that our offense holds up as well. I want to wish them luck, and I hope we can beat them, so yeah, that's about it.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series. We are now in match day 3 and getting a good feel for which teams are going to be at the top of the leaderboard and which ones are sinking down. Good game from Tribe, picking up the win over Strut in that previous round. That leaves them as the only remaining undefeated team in this 8-squad lineup for the European and MENA region. But we've got another match coming up, and it is almost as important as the last one because both of these teams are at 0-2 right now, yet to get a victory. Nevertheless, they have some really impressive runs in the lower side. In fact, Time to Throw has got 28 stars total out of the 30 possible, getting 2 14-star wars, but just not yet getting a victory. RBNT is only right behind them, though, with 27 stars. They've come just as nearly as close to getting the win, and it's finally going to be an opportunity for one of them to get it, Lady B.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the head-to-head stats because these are two really strong teams. I mean, when you're talking about 8 teams that we had that made it out of hundreds of teams that have faced off against each other, this is the best of the best. So someone's got to be down below, but it was most surprising to me, Carbon, to see RVNT this low considering they were pulling 14-star wars.
Yeah, at the bottom with Time to Throw. Whoever is going to be falling short in this match is going to be down so much, and it's going to be very difficult to make a comeback. They would have to win every single match possible, even though to have a chance. And against the teams remaining is going to be so difficult as we're taking a look at now the roster, Woody, here for RVNT.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you there, Carbon Finn. 5-2 has got to be the lowest record that you would expect to have a mathematically probable chance of advancing in the top 2 spots. So let's give it up for RVNT, fighting for their lives. Out in front, it's Sammy, joined by Lupo, Kingpin, Bombador, and Joker.
Yeah, these I gotta say, these are some of my favorite Italian guys here, but they do not agree with me on pineapple pizza. So, you know, we got a little beef going on.
Rightly
but
so.
Oh, those are fighting words here. But let's see if RVNT is going to bring the fight. Now, I know that Lupo is one of Carbon's favorite players, but we have seen King Pen actually really lead the charge at the end and come in clutch, but maybe not clutch enough.
Yeah, with Lupo, usually who comes in at the end of these matches to clutch it up, and we tend to see Sammy, he loves to come in with the ground attacks, but their opponents, Time to Throw.
Yeah, so for Time to Throw, we've got iPro, BN, Ari, ND, and Demo. So this is a mishmash of different teams that have actually come together, but they play pretty well. I think their biggest problem at this point would be exactly the same as RVNT, and that is defense. What do you say, Woody, from what you've seen?
Well, what some may call a mismatch, others will call a delicious ratatouille. It's a combination of so many excellent flavors, and it's worked so well in the past, just not getting the 15 stars necessary to defeat some really difficult teams. Look, Time to Throw went up against Tribe Gaming, a squad that we just saw as an undefeated juggernaut at the very top. I think it's time for them to get a win, and I don't want to go too hard on the prediction, but I definitely am leaning Time to Throw on this. What do you guys think?
Well, Time to Throw, I would be saying that is a good team to be backing for sure, with 14 stars average here so far. And to be losing matches, putting up 14 stars, that means they could be going up against any one of these clans. It's just so unfortunate that you lose 14 stars, which that's how they lost their first match, which we saw Tribe coming in with their one fail so far in the whole tournament, which was a 99%. RVNT is going to have a big match on their hands here.
Yeah, the pesky Tribe, you know, taking everybody down, staying on top.
Yeah.
Darn them.
That's no way to talk to a giant lady. Pesky?
Pesky.
Foreboding.
Oh.
Menacing.
Oh, they are menacing for sure. They're going to be menacing their way through the top of that leaderboards. But one of these teams, as we've said, is going to walk away with 1 point up, and the other is going to stay down below.
Yeah.
But what I found interesting was the percentage overall was very close. Even with the 13.5 stars from RVNT, percent wasn't too far off there.
Yeah, percentage. It comes down to all these wars. Whichever team is able to, even if it comes down to 13, 13, 14, 14, percent is where you need to be. But also, if it's all tied for stars and percentage, then it'll come down to the average attack duration. But that is pretty rare. Usually that only happens when it is a perfect war. But Woody, we're getting ready for this very first attack.
Well, let's get into it. The second war is ready to kick off between RVNT and Time to Throw. Take it away, guys.
Ooh, so Kingpen coming in with the Queen Charge Lalo. But this is not just any Queen Charge Lalo, because we've got 19 loons, which means some of which need to be used as purple loons. We love. This is almost like that cleanup Lalo that we're loving to see these days.
True, as you don't have too many loons, so you have to be extra precise with every single one of the loons you drop. And look at that. That one Coco loon pulled 2 Seeking Air Mines. He decides to send in another one just in case. And remember, every single one that you use, it's going to be that much harder to Lalo around, but Kingpen is up for the challenge as a super wall breaker comes to the outside to the right, and which he's going to maybe be able to then target the wall breaker for the Royal Champion platform, but he has to drop that before the Queen takes it down, and he's not. So he's going to let the Queen walk out of this top compartment and then loop her way towards the single maybe.
Yeah, that single, definitely going to need to keep an eye on. He's got only 2 freezes to really hold this off. So what's ideally hopeful is that the log launcher opens up, takes down the multi-targeting Inferno, opens up the base to the single before the Queen actually gets there. But maybe just 1 freeze needed to invest. He is making his way quick as the Queen is stalled up on the outside perimeters here. But look at this beautiful opening and path to the Town Hall for her.
Yeah, that log launcher grabbing a bunch of value with the Yetis coming out to also grab the air defense. Queen can path her way into the Town Hall with the wall break opening up that compartment, drops a rage perfectly so that the Queen steps in, and then the healers step in. A lot of times you tend to see the rages dropped right where the Queen is standing and not where she's going to go, and that causes a lot of people to lose value on a rage spell, as another one is becoming down to the bottom with the Warden's ability.
Yeah, beautiful approach coming in, and again, we talked about the cleanup Lalo. This is just for a quadrant of the base. It doesn't need to do much more than that, as the Queen has been pathed pretty much fully around to get to that Town Hall and finish off the job. This Royal Champ is on the board, but this, I mean, she didn't need to use her ability. She, like, everything would have taken this over, but time can be of the essence, so you don't want to waste anything. Obviously, drops the invisibility spell because it won't make a difference, and we've got Kingpen kicking it off with the triple for RVNT Carbon.
Ari's base going down, not able to defend against Kingpen, and we're gonna have to see 3 stars coming in left and right to be answering in this match, because you can't afford 1 slip up. We saw in the previous match, which was Strut versus Tribe Gaming. Tribe got a perfect war, 15-11, and then when we saw that 1 star that came in from Strut, everything changed in that match, which even a fail, a 99% 2-star fail, can change everything in this one here.
It really can. And, you know, how demotivating is it as a player when your base goes down first like that? I mean, that's what you have to overcome. And, you know, the team's going to have to really bulk up and get ready to go, because Ari's unfortunately in that position where he's given away that 3-star from the start. So we'll see if they can turn it around, and that puts pressure on him to actually try and recover with his hit.
It does put pressure on Ari, which I think he likes to come in last. I think Ari might be the closest person to us because he's from Sweden.
Yeah.
And so I don't know exactly where he is, but maybe one day we'll get to see him. It could be maybe in person if they make it, but being in the lower down at the lower of the leaderboard, they're going to almost have to win out to really have a chance, as they've lost 2 matches. And Tribe being 3-0 right now, they're looking to be trying to secure the #1 spot. So if there's only 1 other spot left, that's going to be hard to get.
That really is. I mean, that's like clawing your way to the top with everything you have. So they need perfection in order to do it at this point, to even try. So ND coming in for Time to Throw, the first hitter. You mentioned Ari was the last hitter the last time, and he often likes to be in that position of pressure. But we'll see if it comes into play for him today, or if he decides to switch up. And in this case, we've got some more Lalo action, but we've got 2 regular hounds, and we've got the Ice Golem to actually help with the hero dive. We want a big, powerful push. We want the Queen to get some extra value. Coming in towards the Eagle compartment would be a beautiful spot, and that Ice Golem could help quite a bit to help ensure that she takes on the Eagle artillery and blocks against the Cape.
And with that freeze coming down on the multi-target, Inferno was able to help that King secure the value, but the one thing he didn't get was that enemy Queen. And and that is going to really hurt as now ND is continuing this queen through. She can reach over the wall to grab the enemy queen if she steps over there, because her ability is still intact as the Royal Champion finds ground skeletons, and her ability already went off. And will she? Yes! The scatter has been secured.
Yeah, scatter secured is exactly what was wanted, but it would be nice to see something coming in for that multi-targeting Inferno. However, he does have a big spread of loons coming in. He also has a Stone Slimer that could come into play on the inline edge, and that's what would soak up and absorb the majority of the zone. So he starts off here from the Town Hall position, which I'm actually surprised to see. I would have expected it to be the last spot, but we do get that Stone Slimer in line to try and cross through the single, and where we will have the multi, but we still have some super minions up to contend with.
The unfortunate part was the one hound that he dropped early kind of went all by itself, got popped, and didn't really provide much value. And there was no balloons over there, as the balloons now are getting spun behind the Town Hall. And the Town Hall is not even going down, so the Town Hall Gigabout is going to absolutely shred these balloons, slowing them down, but he hastes to the bottom with a multi still up, and he's got an Ice Golem. Balloons coming on the left, trying to path his way to the multi, but the pathing of this Lalo has just been all sorts of crazy here.
It has, and you don't expect to see the Ice Golem used as a back-end option for your loons.
Yeah.
But with the haste, this is actually working out perfectly to get into the multi. The Drag Rider helps out. 44 seconds to go, but he didn't get a big enough split here. He's going to have a lot to contend with, especially with that king that is going to distract.
Well, I mean, the minions are onto the king platform, so that will go down. We got minions to the bottom side, so 30 seconds left. Is it going to be enough time? Oh, the sneaky goblet off to the left. That's going to be huge to help secure the gold storage even faster. And he's going to get it with a few minions to go. ND, what an absolutely crazy Lalo plan. Very just not typical to have the balloons coming from every single direction. But ND did it perfectly, and it resulted in an answer of a 3-star of their own, Woody.
Yeah, these two guys are perfect right to begin with. Not quite the devastating defeats that we'd seen in previous wars, but hey, a 3-star is a 3-star. Yeah. And you know what? In fact, ND is perfect so far. He's hit 3 stars across all 3 of his wars, so we would expect nothing less from a striker coming in like that. Same thing for Kingpin. RVNT is right there neck and neck with him at a 3-3 scoreline. This is par for the course for these type of squads, though, who have been at the top of their game early on in these wars, have always come out of the gate really strong. But I've only kind of ever faltered later on in the matches. I think that these two have both still got a solid chance, but I'm still tipping toward time to fail. I say that again. I don't know why.
Little foreboding there?
No, don't take it that way at all, please.
But yeah, what I think is what really counts in this one is going to be defense. You're talking about two teams that are, one of the time to throw is at 14 stars, and we've got RBNT at 13.5 stars. So that's saying that they're winning with high points, but their defenses aren't holding. So that's what needs to change for these two teams, and that's why they are sitting in the bottom. Sammy needs to come in strong here, Carbon, but he opts to go in with that super Pekka smash.
He's sticking with what he loves. He always comes in with his attack, but what surprised me is he didn't come in with the first attack. He's usually always the first attacker for RBNT. And we got Rockaloon's Super Minions freeze, and he poisoned that freeze perfectly. That's in the exact order that you want to do it. Poisoning the Super Minions, freezing the Rockaloons to try to keep that Queen healthy under the rage, which another rage is forced through. Oh no! Queen's gone.
Oh no. Oh, this is going to hurt. This queen in these types of attacks are meant to come through and push along towards the back end. He does have the blimp to take on the Town Hall, but you need the power of the queen, her ability to go through. I guess the one saving grace is that we have the warden ability, but all hands on deck in this kind of attack. Any loss early on is costly.
It is absolutely insane, because no queen for the back end of the base is going to hurt so much, because one, she helps reach over the walls, which Pekkas can't do. So the queen will help so much with grabbing the defenses, but he doesn't have that anymore, as the king, Golem, Pekkas, Royal Champion are all coming and moving straight into the Eagle Artillery, as his healers are getting targeted by the multi-target Inferno now.
Yeah, and this puts a lot more pressure onto that Royal Champion, who's already, well, she's not launched a Seeking Shield yet, and she's actually staying behind with full health. She's got the Unicorn on her, but those healers are getting roasted, as you mentioned, No more jumps to carry them through. It's the sheer force and power of the King to try and barrel his way across.
Yeah.
And wait, we've got the wall break for the back end. It's going to open up to the Expo, so he's got a little bit of opportunity, but not with the amount of defenses and only a Royal Champ ability.
Yeah, that CC, when you put Rocket Loons and Super Minions in, and those Super Minions get some shots off with the defenses around, it's incredible the value that you can do. It's so much, as now the Royal Champ's ability is going off, but not able to get much more after that, as this is looking like a very low percent. Just in the 70s here.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for them. I think Time to Throw took Woody's words to offense and decided that they needed to bring the defense coming in here. And we'll see if RVNT has done the same, brought the defenses that they need to try and turn these wars around. But this potentially puts RVNT at a 14-star war if they can continue with the triples. The question is, where will Time to Throw land in this one? And out of the 70% range, Sammy is a little bit more proud of this, but that 90% is really where you want to be.
Yeah, in the 80s is going to be devastating. In a war like this, we've seen it before, where you don't get that triple, you have to be in the high 90s to really be having a chance.
You really do, and that's going to be the tough spot, especially when we see both of those teams in the 98.2 to 98.5 average damage range. So this is a huge drop down for them.
It is. That's going to really hurt, but we do have a lot more attacks to come in with, and it seems like it's been a mix of some air, some ground in this matchup. In total so far today, we've seen hybrid, we've seen some super bowlers, now we've seen kind of a P.E.K.K.A smash, but of course we've had our fair share of Lalos as well, and I'm sure by the time we are ending this stream here today, we're probably going to be seeing some dragons, would be my guess. But oh, Ari has got his attack here. He's not going last.
No.
That is very surprising. I thought I usually see him going last in here, but he says, I'm ready with a Queen in charge Dragon Rider. Let's see the value he got to get, keeping this Queen barely alive with that raise spell.
Yeah, this is kind of a comfortable position to be in, especially when you have the lead to actually try and pick up a 3-star. And if you do fail, you know that your team can carry you. I think it's a smart move for Ari, who might be feeling a little bit of pressure in the nerves here. The Flame Flinger is always such a nice opportunity because of the value that you get working alongside with the Queen, helping to shape up her pathing into that Town Hall. But we still have that Scatter Shot open, which looks like an ideal solution and opportunity for that Keep to force into.
What the viewers might not have noticed is he dropped the Headhunter. You probably ask, why did he drop a Headhunter? Because it ran across to the enemy Royal Champion, which then went into the Clan Castle radius, pulling out the Lava Hound. So that was a brilliant plan to use a Headhunter so that when the Queen steps to deal with that single target Inferno, she will not get stalled up with the Lava Hound. That's the whole reason why you have a single near the Town Hall to completely mess up the Queen pathing and the charge, but Ari handles that perfectly.
Absolutely, and so this Flame Flinger still going for that Scatter Shot here as a Queen gets sucked into that Town Hall Poison Bomb, but the healers are out in range up, so it's fine. Oh, wall break trying to come through, but doesn't make it. He's got one more once that Poison Bomb dies out to get what he needs. Drops the invisibility spell, keeps the heat off the Queen for now. Here comes that wall breaker.
No way.
Wait, it's going into the core. Oh my goodness, Carbon. This is
the healers.
Value.
The healer little splash heal hit the super wall breaker, which protected it to open up all the way to the middle. This is an incredible charge for this Queen as a Flame Flinger. Was even able to help grab another Scatter Shot that was over to protect these healers. Out comes Raccoons and another Dragon Rider. This charge is insane as the Queen clears the Eagle.
Yeah, look at these Drag Riders go. We've got the additional Drag Rider out of the Flame Flinger to go for the air defense and the Wizard Tower. Great combination to use your freeze within that radius and get the best. Oh, he is happy. He is smiling, clapping, knowing that he's keeping his team on top. But it doesn't stop there. They still need to keep going strong.
Yeah.
But not by too much, Carbon, because when it comes down to it, there was a very low-scoring 2-star that they could easily try and turn things back around from.
Beautiful job, Ari, from Time to Throw. And Woody, it's not failing yet in this one.
Oh, I'm never compared these to the semi. Congratulations to Ari. Does a beautiful start with that. I love the use of the Flame Flinger there. Some long-range offense to back up that queen out of the top. Managed to keep it going strong all the way through. And those healers, in fact, were still alive into the very end. Just a little tiny sliver of health. But that was a superb walk from him, getting another 3-star. The RVNT side of things, though, unfortunately, it was going to be a 2-star from Sammy this time, dropping the 3rd off of a really tough back end for that base. 2-star, 82% is actually going to be quite a dip down and really kind of necessitates a strong defense from them at some point if they're going to be able to get the lead back over the top of time to throw. A squad which has just been raring for that win with 14 stars in every war so far and looking to get that average even higher. I mean, they've got 2 triples already. Can they keep it going?
I think they definitely can. They can keep the 3 stars rolling in. It's looking really good as they've done it in the past wars, putting up 14-star wars. But it's just their opponents have done it to them. And they have the defense against RVNT. Can they keep 3 stars? Can they keep the defenses coming in and keeping RVNT at the lower end of the leaderboard?
I don't know. I think what it comes down to is putting some motivation onto RVNT, saying if they lose, they're going to have to celebrate with a pineapple pizza in their loss. I will be paying for them, but Time to Throw definitely doing some great work, which isn't unexpected. We start off here, though, with Bombador bombing in with those Skelly Bats. We get down. Oh, you're going to on the CC, still waiting patiently. The multi goes down. Yes. CC does manage to come through. And as you mentioned before, taking down that damage zone is what's needed for most Lalos.
Yeah, with that King now clearing the left side, he's going to try to path his way in towards this Eagle artillery. The Queen's grabbing this cannon to help a little bit as the Ice Golem is now dropped in front of the Queen to help keep her health nice and healthy as the Valkyrie does loop her way back towards where the King is because of the ground skeleton war here and there. The Headhunter's coming in as this Queen's going to make her way towards the right side if he drops the World Champion. And he does just that. A wall breaker into this multi can grab so much value here.
It really can. There's so much opening in this that this Queen can continue on. There is an invisibility spell that can help out, but the Royal Champ typically reserves that so she can cut deeper into the base as she jumps over those walls. But getting down the Queen, getting down the multi is a definite must go here. And that Royal Champ gets that extra regenerative boost of about 75%. But this is all she can do is get down the scatter shot. Those Teslas definitely holding her off a bit, and that's why you typically see those around the outside of the base, is to waste her as much as possible.
Yeah, really to stop the Royal Champion or heroes getting some compartment value. But Bombador moving in with the Lalo, has even the Stone Slammer to send in a different part of this base as the Town Hall now just activates at 51%. As he can use a couple freezes, use a haste as he makes his way through, but the Warden is nowhere near this Town Hall. Needs to get there as the Lava Hound is pulling a Tornado Trap now.
Ooh, that Tornado Trap and Red Arrow Bomb's coming in, but times the Warden ability. Is it enough? Is it too late? Could wind up in that bomb, but he's got the scatter shot, so there's still a lot left to actually take on the remaining damage surrounding this base, especially, I was going to say, with the Drag Rider, but those loons soak up the Black
Rider is now going to take some damage here from the scatter. Does have a freeze, but the balloons take the scatter down. The Dragon Rider is going to try to make it and join with these blues, make it into the Archer Tower. Not too many defenses left, but also not too many troops, but it's just enough to get it done for RVNT. And this is the answer that they need. They need to be putting up 3-star after 3-star to keep pace with Time to Throw.
Yeah, you can see Bachidor. He was pumping the fist, but he's still a little frustrated knowing that they're in a bit of a conundrum here because they don't have the lead in this one. Yeah. They're down on percentage by quite a bit with Time to Throw, who is showing a solid performance. Yeah. We didn't get the usual Bachidor kiss that we're expecting to see at some point. Yeah. I think that would be for maybe a better start to the war for them.
Well, he had a beautiful Skelly Donut, got the value with the Clan Castle, got all the core, so he didn't have to worry about a CC coming out to stop his heroes from moving in. And that's the whole beautiful kind of thing about it. You risk not taking it down, but if you grab the value, it opens up for so many different attacks in the game.
It really does.
Yeah.
And that's what it's exciting to see, because a lot of people have been saying, you know, why are we watching so much Lala? Why are we seeing so much of this and that? But now we get to see a ton of action coming in. We've seen hybrid, as you said.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of ground attacks. But I think the teams are really needing to switch it up a bit more, just because they don't want to be too predictable.
Exactly. You don't want to be predictable, but you want to be coming in with the 3 stars and attacks that you know best, which a lot of times can be streamed a lot, right? Or there could be a lot of burnt bases. There could be a lot of your burnt attacks. Do you switch up attack strategies? I would say no. You want to come in with what you do best, as Demo is taking out the clan castle as well, and we're seeing another incredible set of value through this base. Didn't grab the sweeper, which can play a role since he is coming with a Lalo attack.
Yeah, he's got both sweepers in each direction, so that's going to be interesting to see. It would have been nice to see go down, but depending on the value that he gets with the Royal Champ, just kind of across the outside of the base, and the Queen needs to go in for that Town Hall and shape up that value here. So this is going to be a bit rough, and that Queen's not going to get what she needs to get any of those air sweepers.
Well, the Queen can path their way closer to the Town Hall as he's looping his way through with the Royal Champ going on the left. King's also there. Royal Champ can now go in for the multi-target Inferno, some crazy value with his RC. Already burned her ability, so might not be able to grab that. Nope, she just goes down, but he can invest in a Stone Slammer since there is no air defense over there.
Yeah, and also very nice value out of that Valve and Balloons coming in to shape up the Queen's path, going straight forward. It allows her to pick up this Valve Builder Hut as well. We just know that the multi would be the demise here. But with the Stone Slammer coming into place, we often see it on that inline edge, trying to take some of the force and heat, but it's not enough to get to those loons. There we go. That's the switch that he wants. So he can clip those loons to cut through the majority of the defenses.
That Ice Hound ended up pulling 3 Seeking Air Mines. And with that Ward ability protecting the Hound, can really now protect this Lalo moving through. And look at all these balloons. Dragon Rider coming out of the Stone Slammer. Headhunter's taking out the enemy Queen there. He has a million loons left with the free spell going to the top. And this is beautiful here for a Demo, adding a third, a triple to the board. And this is exactly how they wanted to start.
Absolutely. This is where they wanted to get going. 3 after 3 after 3. This is a solid way to get to the midpoint of the war. I mean, Woody, if they were to fail, they don't need to really worry too much, because that 83% again, I believe it was, makes it a little bit less cumbersome for them.
Well, I mean, that attack was in the 70s, barely pushed up into the low 80s. So, I mean, yeah, I'm never going to take any chances if I'm time to throw in this position. Starting off with a tic-tac-toe, you've got a beautiful start to this, and you have the right to respond, too. It's RVNT who is going to be launching into the next attack, so time to throw can kind of sit back, stare down their opponents, you know, maybe play a little mind games in the chat while they get their attacks fixed and ready to finish out this war, hopefully on a strong note. For RVNT, though, it's kind of the opposite story, in fact. We saw a good strike there from Bombador, but once again, it wasn't really a decisively strong, dominating showing the way that we've kind of seen from Time to Throw so far. Yeah. Congratulations to him on getting a 3-star. It was a solid performance, but it was a little iffy with that Grand Warden ability, balloons pathing right over the Town Hall. I was kind of worried that he wasn't going to have enough to finish it off with just that one free spell left at the end to get the killing blow. We've got a big lead now for Time to Throw, but not an invincible one, just that 18% really, and the one making up the difference there, Lady B.
Absolutely. And, you know, I guess the question is, Carbon, we talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
Do you go in strong and save the hardest space for last, or do you try and get the nerves out of the way and, you know, just let the other team think that they have the lead and that they're going to be safe?
Well, I've talked with Itsu many times about this exact question of what do you do? Do you save the best for last? Or, well, really, he said you come in with whatever player is comfortable with an attack. So if they're calling a base and they're saying, I can take the base down with this, they go first. So in theory, it's whichever base is not called tends to be last, unless there is a team that loves to kind of just go in a certain attack order, and then they may be first dibs on a certain base. So really, you don't know. It comes down to the team, the attacker, and a lot of times, many of these bases can be hit many different strategies. So one player might think it's hard, another one on their team might say, hey, I can take it down, don't have to worry. But what we did see is the blimp going and taking out the town hall, and that's already been secured.
Yeah, so that's a good start to this. King, unfortunately, unable to take down the Eagle, and that is going to activate, starting to rip shreds to the Queen. World Champ's on the opposite side, so he needs to send something in to get it. There's no Drag Rider, so trying to send a series of loots. He does have to watch out the radius of that Wizard Tower, but that's why he's sending extra ones coming in and has that nice split to try and cut across.
The healers got targeted by the Eagle Artillery. Oh, and they're gone. Ripped to the healers. Down they go. World Champ in down. The Queen goes as well.
Okay, this is not going Lupo's way. And to lose the investment of a Queen with that amount of troop space, that is going to do this one in. The multi still stands. And you have just a Lalo to try and push through a very wide portion of this base with a multi in the center still.
Yeah, a middle multi-target Inferno is going to be devastating for these balloons to try to path their way there. We have another 2 set of Wizard Towers still around this base. Single target Inferno. The balloons are getting picked off here left and right as he's trying to have a Hound come through, as he had all these extra rage spells, which he was planning to use for his Queen. But the Queen going down, losing the healers there, cost everything, and this is going to be another low percent for RVNT in this match.
Yeah, this is a bit unfortunate for RVNT, who has been known to pick up just about as many stars as Time to Throw, but it seems they're just a little despondent here, and I think they need to get their head back in the game. The other thing that they need to focus on is getting those defenses. This is what they've been struggling through the entire series so far, which this is only day 3. They're going to need to find someone. We'll have to see if the VN family can maybe do a little something for them to help out. But for today, it seems a bit too late.
Yeah, unfortunate. It's kind of shaping up like the war that we saw earlier, just before this, which was Strut versus Tribe Gaming, as a couple fails is now going to widen the gap against Time to Throw if they triple yet again, which would put them to 12 stars out of 4 attacks. They have another set of 2 attacks to come in, as RVNT only has 1 more. So the only way RVNT can win is if Time to Throw their last 2 attacks and get 2 stars in the last 2. And I mean, they could even still win if they just get higher percentage.
They could, you know, but I kind of tend to think that this name is a little bit more ironic than anything else.
Yes.
It's very rare that we actually see them throwing. Most of the reason why they're down where they are is just misfortune.
Yeah.
And, you know, like when you have those 14-star wars and you're still losing, you know it's just a matter of defense. But that they brought today for sure.
Yeah.
And I think RVNT is maybe just not predicting the bases well enough, which we've seen them do so well in other leagues.
Yeah, there's been a lot of other leagues and tournaments where RVNT has come away with perfect wars and absolutely dominating the competition. But this one right here, unfortunately, it's just not been going their way. And Time to Throw, is this their moment to turn everything around? They lost the first 2 matches. If they win out, they can have a chance at trying to compete for the top 2 spots, as BN for Time to Throw is now coming in with, the first time we're seeing it here, is more of a Hydra. The Dragon attack is coming in.
Dragon attack. Hydra, we haven't actually seen any of today. So a nice combination here. We still have 2 more matches to go, so I'm sure we'll see a little bit more of it. But opting to go in with the initial Blizzard to take down the Town Hall, pick up a little bit more value, and that is to shape up the pathing for the Hydra to come in without having to worry so much about that Town Hall Poison Bomb. But I like that little touch of the Lightning spell to take on the Air Sweeper, because that's going to limit any of the pushback for these Drags and Drag Riders.
Yeah, that Sweeper going down now is going to easily let these Dragons path their way straight into the middle towards that enemy Queen. And it'll be perfect funneling as his heroes maybe come on the right side. Otherwise, the Dragons are at risk of running over there, or I would say flying over there, off course, as the Warden can burn his ability to protect through this Queen, and perfectly deployed as the Super Minions are coming out here, which doesn't have a poison. Wait, no, he does. As the Super Minions are slowly going to move into the poison now.
Yeah, Super Minions kind of hanging out in there and giving the Drags what they need. But we've got a bit of a spread, and the Eagle firing away. Not enough to take them down, but it is starting to limit the health. This is why you need the heroes at full capacity and strength with their abilities left over to take care of the outside of the base we still have a single inside that needs to get gone through, and I'm worrying about these dragons. So the Royal Champ is stepping up to the bat, but she's going to take some time to get in there as these Wizard Towers seem to want to pull her in along with the King.
Yeah, with the Queen continuing path to the bottom, a lot of the dragons have gone down. But we still have the backside scatter as the King can burn his ability. Invisibility for the core with the Run Champ and the dragons as he freezes up the scatter. The enemy RC, ground expo, so this could be some nice value as his King is getting some fantastic value running around at the bottom.
Yeah, and this is why you want your heroes to the back end of the base for the cleanup and for some of the outlying structures and defenses. Typically, you'll see this in bases where you have those open compartments and your heroes can get the value weaving in and out. But it's the core that is the majority of those drags to get done. You have some extra ones like you have here that always helps out as well. As you can see, the Queen's able to hang on to her ability. If they were worried for time, you'd see this ability being popped and trying to work this through as fast as possible, but it is not needed. They are on the 12-star lead, Woody, here, and that means one more, and they could see another perfect war,
Wow.
perhaps?
Well, it'll be their first perfect war.
Well-
They've scored 14 twice in a row. But yeah,
Of the
I see
day.
what you mean.
Yeah.
Another perfect war in addition to the ones that we've seen in previous wars.
Yep.
But what a continuance from BN right there, putting another triple up on the board. He even had me a little bit worried at the beginning. You guys know when you're like playing a bowling game and you're like, or when you're just bowling, you roll the ball and it's like starting to kind of wobble a little bit and you're like, no, go this way, go that way. Or like when you're racing and you kind of like turn like this and you're like trying to get your whole body into it. That's the same way that I kind of feel whenever I see these rage spells dropped at a position where it like doesn't even seem like the troops are going that way. It's just like, come on, you're trying to push him over into it and try to get a little bit more value out of that. That's the way that I felt like BN's attack was starting, but nonetheless, those dragons just super powerful, well-positioned at the start, not really all going toward the core, but kind of looping out around the side of the base and going in a clockwise position for the triple there. Yeah. Earning it very well done to him, but I guess Lupa had a little bit more trouble. The Archer Queen ability got fired a little bit early there, didn't it, right? And the CC coming out, Rocket Loons getting the drop, made the Archer Queen invisible when that got forced, and that led to the Eagle Artillery targeting onto the healers. For basically a defensive headshot. There's almost nothing that's better besides maybe keeping your Town Hall up, besides taking down an Archer Queen charge.
Yeah, you lose your healers in a charge like that, and it's almost the end of the raid, it feels like, because you lose all the value of what the Queen would have continued to get. But for Joker, as this is their final attack here in this match, trying to put up to it 13 stars with the Lalo, kind of the Super Lalo, no healers here, so we don't have to worry about an Eagle Artillery locking on to any healers, as the Eagle is also even going down nice and early in this raid as the Rug Champion with Skeletons find a Tesla farm to the top side of the space.
Yeah, that Eagle going down is phenomenal. As Woody pointed out, you definitely, like, that could be the biggest threat to any raid, and in the last case, it was. So beautiful start here. We've got the Yetis coming in, luring the CC, but also going for the multi. And I will say, after hearing what Woody had to say, I am not going to go in a car with him if that's how he's going to say.
Well, as a Joker is coming in, he is not joking around with this Lalo as he gets some crazy value with his hero so far. And he's trying to set up a beautiful path to the Town Hall, to the backside. It's kind of like a straight shot now, as he can use the Warden, a Rage, and even heal near the single target Inferno, which we typically may tend to see some red air bombs in the middle of the base.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a problem because you use the Warden ability a little bit early. He's hoping not to see a Tornado Trap on the back end here as he covers through. The Warden ability with the Rage can clear them out quick enough. The single isn't an issue for them to get in, but I do like the heal spell because that is what he's predicting is those air traps. And that's why often if you have to go in the core of the base, you'll see a heal spell brought into the mix.
Yeah, a heal spell can really help the balloons kind of get topped off to full health, especially if you get hit by a little bit of the Town Hall poison. But this is dominating. This is crushing. With over a minute left, there is nothing left of this base. And this was such a fast attack. Unfortunately, it's not going to really play too much of a role in this match, as just a simple 2-star will be enough for Time to Throw to walk away with a victory, as they will have the final attack. Beautiful job here from Joker of RVNT, and that is a fantastic way to close out this match for them. But if we got a 2-star from Time to Throw, that means that RVNT will get another loss, and they will stay now with no wins they would be 0-3
Wow.
in this round robin.
And that's unfortunate. I mean, it's starting to seem like,
Yeah.
you know, Shakira's hips don't lie, but these stats don't lie for sure.
Yeah.
We have seen the teams that are in the favorite position
Yeah.
winning so far, both wars, and we'll have to see if that's going to continue on in the next rounds. There is absolutely nothing now that can stop Time to Throw from throwing this war.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they should be walking away with this one. They even know it. They knew, no, they just have to get the 2-star no matter what. They can change up the plan as they are the last team to be attacking here in this match. But we do have 2 more matches, 2 more wars after this. So you don't want to miss those part of this round robin. We did have Strut versus Tribe Gaming to lead this one off. And that was a battle of 2 undefeated teams. And that was a crazy result.
That really was. I think people expected to see Tribe coming in strong.
Yeah.
But I don't think they predicted the massacre that was ensued on the
Right.
defensive side.
Yeah, and people are wondering what happened. Well, Tribe won versus Strut 15-11. We had a 1-star from Strut. It was crazy, but we may have some crazy stuff to come as this is going to be the final attack in this match for a Time to Throw. 2-star, you win. But if you go all out for a 3 and you get a 1-star, there could be something up the sleeve. But remember, even a 1-star could win this war in terms of if they get a high percentage. So it's not the end of the world if it's a 1 here.
No, definitely not the end of the world if it is a 1. We've got the Flame Flinger. I see the Quake, so we can start activating that Town Hall. Barb already dropped to try and distract that multi-mortar, so he does have to watch out for the position. Sends in a Hog to try and start, also distracting here as well, and help to take it down, because the last thing you want to do is lose too much momentum on your Flame Flinger.
Yeah, you don't want to have that Flame Flinger taking too much damage because it's supposed to be able to take out the Town Hall if you use an Earthquake on it, as we're seeing Skeletons coming straight down to go for the single. The Clan Castle grabbing this value. Some of them are getting hit. Another invisibility spell is used, but the CC goes down really easily. I don't even think there was like a builder hut there, so didn't have to worry about it getting repaired.
No, not at all. So Flame Flinger has a lot of opportunity here to do some work. We've got the opening leading into that scatter shot position. A nice line drive here would be to get that multi. But these Hogs have super easy pathing. We have not seen an all-Hog attack today. So interesting to actually finish this one off.
iPro now continuing this king into the scatter with the queen. We do have a multi-target Inferno in between the scatter and his heroes, which could be a spot for the Royal Champion, but no. Sending the RC in with the Hogs off towards the Eagle on the right side. Warden's down. Headhunters pops an early Warden ability to move his way through. The Town Hall secured. And look at this. With the Town Hall going down, you just have some wizards around for cleanup to hit the 50%, and that will be a victory for Time to Throw here in this match.
Yeah, 50% makes it so easy to have to turn around from. But the question is it going to be a perfect war? Can they get up to the standards of Tribe Gaming? Hogs all awry in different directions. We still have the Queen going strong with the Warden, and we've got the Royal Champ. 51 seconds left to go. Cleanup is surrounding the space. That Royal Champ has it in her grasp. And Carbon, I think we're going to see it.
Wait a sec, the RC ability goes off, doesn't hit the Archer Tower.
Queen's coming through.
Be a little bit of a problem. Queen's coming from the top side, joining in.
Not being
We've
bulls.
got the back side of this base. RC's gonna, that one defense on the right side did go down. 25 seconds. We got Skeletons that are gonna be a problem. Dragon Rider trying to help a little bit. iPro, 20 seconds left. The Queen's going around the bottom side.
Queen ability.
Here we go. Queen's ability. Queen's ability is gonna do it. He's gonna get a perfect war for Time to Throw.
Wow. Woody, you wanted it. You asked for it. It is 2 back-to-back perfect wars here.
That's it, everyone! It's time to throw! Victory for them in a perfect setup against RVNT. 15 stars have been claimed, and it's all theirs now. Yeet! over. Time to throw, time to win in my book. They are on the board now with a 1-2 record, while RVNT, clenching their fists, are going to have to struggle next time to try to get that first win.
Yes.
But a perfect lineup this time for time to throw. What more could you ask for on your way back up the leaderboard to the #1 spot than to get a perfect war in your third match?
Not giving Bob over the concussion from your water bottle.
I
He'll be
need.
fine. That's why I gave him a helmet before the show started.
I need some artists to go clip that. We need to turn that into a GIF, and we'll be using that all over Twitter there. Oh, man.
I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Get the win time to throw. It's got to be perfect, though. It's got to be another perfect.
Yeah, another perfect. Now we're seeing 2 wars back-to-back. Perfect war, and we're seeing that. Maybe throughout the rest of the round robin, will we see both perfects in the same match?
Ooh.
That's going to be some crazy stuff.
All right, well, we do want to say thanks once again to our friends over at Snapdragon Elite Gaming for sponsoring this event. Big appreciation to them for giving us the support that we need to put this tournament together and bring teams from around the world. This is just the European region, and sparks are already flying, but this is a pan-global competition, and the Pro Series has got events in multiple different games spanning across all sorts of genres. So big thanks to Snapdragon for letting us be a piece of the action for this Clash of Clans tournament, bringing together the 8 best teams for the Europe and MENA region. We really hope that y'all are enjoying the action so far, but that's going to be half time for today. 2 matches done and 2 left to go. Check out these highlights and we'll have another war ready for you. Lickety split. Stay with us.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, and DHL.
I'm Hugo Stiglitz, player from Batzinger. We are relatively happy about our results because Struts and MS Esports were, in my opinion, the toughest opponents. So we had to get at least 1 win, and that's what we did. Very close win against MS and very close loss against Strut too. So yeah, we are happy about that. I think we need to improve our defense, especially in the other competition. Recently, we took some perfect wars. So if we want to win, we have to defend at least once, because we are not quick attackers. So if there is a double perfect war, we most likely will lose everything. I think we have good chances to be top 4 and go to Poland. We just have to be focused and don't let any war for the opponents. So yeah, we are feeling pretty confident, but we don't have to be too confident, of course. Yeah, just do our usual things, and I think it will. We will get the W. Good luck, do your best, and let's hope we have an intense and close match.
Well, howdy, y'all, and welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, setting the global standard for Clash of Clans competitive esports. My name's Woody, hosting here for you today alongside Lady V and Carbon Thin, your co-casters. We are 2 wars deep now, and that leaves 2 wars left to go. Big congratulations for Time to Throw picking up a win and their perfect war as well. Tribe Gaming got a victory alongside Strut, and they are going to be moving on to the very top of the leaderboard today as the only remaining undefeated team in this region. However, that leaves 2 really important wars coming up next, because we have got 4 more clans that all have 1-1 records. That means that 2 of them are going to be picking up a 2-1 record and vying for one of those top spots. Who is it going to be? Our first match is going to be between Tompanai Tristella and MS Esports. And then our last one of the day is going to be Badzinger and Aphelion. What are you looking forward to most, Lady B?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would say Badzinger versus Aphelion, because I want to see how Badzinger's defenses hold up. If they hold up this time. What about you, Carbon?
I'm going to say this next match that's going to come because we see MS Esports that already have a golden ticket. That's the big thing. And you mentioned about the scores in the overall standings. So let's bring up the leaderboard so we can talk a little bit more about that and show the points here. With Tribe up at the top, having 9 points. 3-0 win-loss record. Strut having now the 2-1 as Tribe just defeated them with a perfect war. But RVNT, unfortunately, Woody, all the way at the bottom.
It really speaks volumes about the quality of the clans competing in this region, that even a squad like RVNT can have an 0-3 record now. Difficult time fighting for this team, but I'm sure that they've got it in them to take the back a win or 2. They're going to be continuing to fight throughout the rest of this round robin with 4 more wars left to go. It would be a really difficult run to get into the top 2 for golden ticket competition at this point, now having an 0-3 record though.
It really would, because we're getting closer and closer to that halfway mark. They would have to really try and win just about every match and hope that they can, the opposing teams wind up losing so they can find that ranking coming around. I mean, we've seen it in Mobile Open last year where it really did switch around, and we didn't expect it to. There were opportunities for it to switch, so I wouldn't count it out quite yet, Woody, but it is a very difficult task, and RVNT is just not coming in with the defenses they need.
Yeah, and RVNT being at the bottom is going to really hurt their chances. And the next match that's going to be coming later after this, Aphelion Esports versus Badzinger, they're at the bottom, right? So a loss will be even more devastating for them. But this one, between MS Esports and Tompanai Tristella, MS Esports has one player that I know a lot of people have their eyes on, Cynthia, the Hog Master. Is he going to be coming in with the Hogs? Because he has recently been coming with a lot of air attacks with Lalo, but he can really bring anything.
Well, I think that there is still some contention for that very top spot. Having seen Strut take a hit and go down to 2-1, they've got some really difficult matches up ahead of them, and we might get a glance into the crystal ball to see which one is going to be the most difficult. Possibility that it's MS Esports. I think that they are a squad with a chance to strike back toward the top with a 1-1 record now, led by Cynthia, like you said, Carbon, a fearsome fighter, joined by Kingsman, Arium, Nachoa, and Elec.
Yeah, so Carbon mentioned that, you know, we're looking at Cynthia to see what he's going to bring. He tends to be predictable with those hogs, but now more recently unpredictable. But what he is doing is finding the value every time for the Skelly Donuts.
He is absolutely insane. So if you hold Cynthia to a fail, that gives your team a real good chance at trying to be victorious. And you have to put up 14 stars really to have a chance against them. And Tompanai Tristella, I mean, earlier the last week, they fell quite a bit short from that. And they're going to have to turn around against MS Esports.
Well, there's a solid chance that they may be able to pull that off, Carbon, because this is a squad you don't want to underestimate. Having been able to pull apart 2 different teams, Tompanai and Tristella, they've brought the strongest squad between both of them that their European roster can allow. And look at this lineup. Exo Danny out in front, joined by Hawk, Stana, Diego, and Almualin.
Yeah, this is a great combination lineup team. We've got Tampanai, VN Tampanai, facing off with SG Tristella. These were two top stellar EU teams that actually were able to come together, and they're working rather well collectively, all things considered, with the competition.
Yeah, with this lineup here, they're going to be looking up to put high scores as well. As we're taking a look at the stats, Tampanai Tristella leading the charge at 14 average stars here, and MS Esports at 13. So, I mean, 1 stars are what causes these stats to really plummet and come down to the bottom. But like, we see these stats, yeah, they mean that that's how they did so far, but these teams are so capable of turning that around and completely changing it up for the next match.
Well, it's like you said, Carbon, having that 1 star can really drag your average down. And because this is only from 2 wars so far, it may not really fully lend out the entirety of the skill that we are seeing them bringing to bear here. With both an average destruction in the 96.9 or 97.2 percentage, they're both very, very tight. I would just say that MS Esports has had kind of more swingy performance, while Tampanai Tristella has been pretty standard and consistent. Would you agree with that, Lady B?
Yeah, a little swingy. But, for MSC Sports, they have the golden ticket. They don't feel the pressure right now. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform today, knowing that they're kind of sitting in that midpoint if they want to rise up and get that big prize.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're looking between these two teams, and I'm wondering, Woody, is there a kind of prediction that we're going to have to see what the...
Great question. We'd be happy to poll the viewers for their predictions as well, looking to see who you believe is going to take the win in this next one. Is it going to be MS Esports, a squad already holding a golden ticket with years of storied success, or is it Tampanai Tristella, a new team that's been formed from the best of these two squads in the European region, both of them with a 1-1 record and vying for that top spot alongside Tribe Gaming now. Getting a win here right now would be really important in taking them another step closer to being able to pull that off. So go ahead and vote right now and let us know what you think. And I'm curious what the two of you think as well. I think I'm tipping a little bit more toward MS Esports on this one. How about you, Lady B?
I'm tipping more towards Tampanai Tristella. The stats don't lie so far, and I'm going to stick with that. But we are in it with Nachoa, kicking it off with that Queen charge. Now again, we've got the Zapquake that's going to help shape up the funnel and the pathing, but we only have 19 loons, so we get to see some cleanup love as the Queen has a mighty big task on her hands.
Yeah, that Queen under the rage now going to be able to charge her way closer to this town hall, which there is that little sneaky, or I would say that in single target Inferno that is waiting amongst the mist, as this Queen, if not able to try to navigate around it, is going to be really devastating to cause freezes, invisibilities, and things like that. But notice where the clan castle is. It's a little bit further behind the town hall, so if a lava column comes out, that's going to slow up the Queen even more.
That could. We could see if he has anything to pop in, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. He does have this blimp, so I'm curious to see where that's going to go. That could be a nice opportunity to send it into the core of the base where the multi and the air sweeper stand. If he has Yetis, he can drop that down, spread it out, and get some nice value out of it. But this Queen also on a nice track here. There we go. There's that Zapquake taking down the single and getting the Queen right in, but poison down fast and freeze down fast and poison down fast as well.
Wow.
And saves that Queen, but she did have to burn through the ability.
Oh, but the tornado trap is spinning these healers in towards that town hall poison. And they're gone.
Yeah.
Wow, the town hall poison shredded the healers just like that.
Yeah, no unicorn to keep her alive. Ability is expended. Can she at least go for the air sweeper? We do have the blimp coming in, not making it as far as getting to the multi, so that means we need to get the value coming in from the hero dive, the king, the warden working together as the blimp goes to the outskirts, and those loons are going to be working on their own for the scattershot compartment at 12.
Yeah, with that Warden now helping to get towards the scatter with the Rud Champion. Her abilities already been utilized, but we don't have a Warden with a Lalo. But we have a multi-target Inferno standing right in the middle of the space as the RC ability goes off. Regenerate her health a little bit. She's going to path towards this middle multi, but a scatter shot is locking onto the balloons on the top side and shredding them.
Yeah, that to those loons, and they were meant to come in from the 10:30, 11 o'clock position to come straight through. World Champ does not have enough power, so Nachoa succumbing to Tompanai's defense, which, again, I don't think those stats lie, it seems, because this is going to be a beautiful defensive start for this combined team of Tompanai and SG Tristela.
So all the stuff that we're seeing still up was pretty much supposed to be the responsibility of his queen, where she lost the healers and not able to stay alive with that charge. Well, yeah, wouldn't have been able to grab the scatter shot, things like that, but she would have been able to provide the distraction so that the balloons would have been able to fly over and help take that out.
Yeah, and it's a bit unfortunate because when you bring in your queen charges, you expect to have some value out of it.
Yeah.
You expect to see much more coming into it than that queen was allowed for, but perfectly placed tornado trap, and that we can say is that we're finally starting to see the defenses coming through.
Yeah, defenses coming through, and that's what we just saw, unfortunately, for MS Esports, and they know that they want to try to continue to win. Yeah, they don't have to technically go all the way to try to get a golden ticket because they already have it. So they are actually playing for the prize money, the prize pool of the $50,000 up for grabs for these teams here in the EU MENA. So that's a lot of money here.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, first place going away with 20,000 is going to be very, very happy.
Yes.
And Tribe looks like they're trying to secure that one right there. But the rest of the team's trying to just work in this rat race and climb up the ladder. Let's see how Exodani can do to follow up this beautiful defense for Tompanai Tristela. A solid hitter. He's known through the community with the queen charge, Lalo. Now we do have this ring style base, the anti-Q star style base, which we haven't seen as much of. You pointed out we were mostly seeing all those anti-3s last week. But I find it interesting because over the weekend we saw people using anti-2 star bases against MS Esports. But MS Esports looking maybe to try and do the same back to others.
Right, and that's the thing is you maybe throw your opponent for a loop when you send them a base like this, as this queen is going to charge her way in, and the pathing for this queen is kind of actually incredible if she continues her way through all the way down this court. Look at the walls just saying, hey, walk down the middle of this base and you have access straight to this town hall.
I mean, you know, Woody said it last week about how to train your dragon. This is almost like how to train your queen to work in, but she is a little sidetracked, and we are sending in loons to try and get her back on course. He's got no wall breakers, no jumps, so it's all about keeping that queen at least beating through the right wall. The juncture here would be the perfect opportunity, and she's going for the wrong wall. Wade drops the invisibility spell, but it's too late. He dropped it too late.
That queen goes to the wall now. He's going to try to send the stone slam.
No, send it on the opposite side.
No, he wanted the stone slammer to path. That's why he dropped the test Kogo Loon to try to see where it went, and it went for like the scatter or the town hall. So he's like, okay, this is the perfect spot to drop it, but unfortunately dropped the one tile far to the right as he's moving his way in towards the town hall. Queen's ability being forced. Warden can use his Eternal Tome to protect this, but this town hall has to go down.
It does.
It will.
Drag Riders on it, under the rage, the loons are there, healers switching over, but they're going to go through the poison bomb, so useless for any other hero, including that Royal Champion. The King defending here is probably going to be the biggest problem, but the Royal Champ actually has the power to try and finish this off. She is low health, that's what I'm a little bit worried about, but that Freeze has a beautiful position right here by the Warden Tower single and the Wizard Tower. Oh, taking advantage of that. There we go, with the Skelly. Not taking advantage of the regenerative boost.
Yeah, that RC was able to help get a ton of value. He's got under 30 seconds left. Minis need to go around. He needs to clean up. The clan castle is still up in the middle, but the Owl says, you know what? I'll start cleaning that up and slowly help try to grab it, but this King is providing a huge distraction here for Kingsman. And this looks like it's going to be a time fail.
Yeah, they got to get this Owl just taking forever and a day to get through the CC. 7 seconds. Nothing is splitting to the storages. I'd like to see the health left over on that other storage, but it doesn't matter because it would have been a 98 either way. So Woody, this is this is 2-star after 2-star. This is not what we've seen coming in from these teams yet.
Well, it was a beautiful fireworks show, but we forgot the finale in the end. It was a great strike there, but just didn't have enough oomph for the cleanup ultimately. Destroyed every single defense, but yeah, that clan castle right in the center was super tough to take care of. Beautiful entry point with that Archer Queen, though. Want to bring that back up again because threading the needle with that Queen can be super difficult. I've seen so many pro players who are frustrated, maybe complaining about the Archer Queen going the wrong way, but if you get the planning perfectly, as we saw there with Danny, you can get her to go exactly where you need most of the time. Anyways, it's going to be a pickup here for Danny as he managed to get a higher star, a higher percentage rather, on that 2-star relative to Nachoa.
By quite a bit, too. So it's the man,
Wow.
the myth,
Yes.
the Synth, and he is bringing... I can't do it like Galadon can. I don't know if you can, Carbon, but I ain't even trying it. We've got... Oh, we've got...
What he can do it. What he can do it.
We've got 38 hogs coming into the mix, and we've got the Skelly Donut looking to grab the CC, gets the single down, and gets the Expo. That is some exceptional value. We also have the Quake going off to launch the Giga Inferno, so the Flame Flinger can actually take this on.
Yeah, this Flame Flinger is able to help secure the Town Hall as he's going to set up the pathing for the Hogs. And when we see 38 Hogs come in, you're going to see a very early Warden ability to protect them as he's going to move his way through. The King, Queen are down to the bottom. Flame Flinger is grabbing this Town Hall to set up an absolutely incredible attack here.
You're absolutely stunning, and this is what we want to see from Synthé. We want to see the Hogs coming in. He is known as the Hog Master. Town Hall just about to go down, so he is secure in starting everything. What's interesting is that he's starting the hero push with the Queen from the opposite side of the base, where the Hogs are actually coming through, and it's all going to split together into the core. But this King actually not working in to get the scatter shot, just cleaning up the outside. This is all sorts of discombobulated from my perspective of what I've typically seen from the Hogs.
Yeah, as the buzzer ability, she can make her way around, but only 2 left. Arcee's ability goes through, finds some spring traps. Hogs come out of the Flame Flinger to move in with the Royal Champion. Only 2 left, though. We got the Wizards around. Oh no, Miners, the multi, the scatter shot. Oh boy.
Ooh, they're going to take some heat here. He's got extra Hugs that he can drop in as distraction. The Miner as well. Like, this is not the type of hog attack I would expect to see from Synthé. When you go for standards of the pathing and how you actually shape it up, this is the opposite of what you do, but he's still going to manage to get it done with that Queen ability intact. Unicorn keeping her alive. King actually whoa. That Electro out, just knocking it right out.
Right?
Jeez.
Incredible. And he does it yet again. And I'm looking at this 38 Hogs, added another 9 Hogs inside of the Flame Flinger, and you have yourself an incredible Cynthia attack. And he does it yet again. How does he just come up with these plans? He's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do a little Skelly Donut, take this, use Flame Flinger, send the Hogs this way. Yeah, they're not gonna survive all the way to the end, but they get the value they need and gets the beautiful 3-star.
The King didn't even get the scatter shot on the other side, and he left another scatter shot open, and there was a multi in the middle of the base. I mean,
Crazy.
I had zero faith in you, Synthé, and you turned around and showed us that you can hog any base.
Yes.
I mean, as long as there's not too many spring traps.
It doesn't matter. Even if there is a million spring traps, Cynthia will still find a way to use Hogs and take it down. Just incredible what he can do. And that's what they need, a 3-star. So we're seeing Bales coming in left and right to start off this match between both teams. So now this 3-star will really change it up and start to put the pressure on Top and Tristella.
It will certainly. They need to try and claim that 3-star to keep their percent advantage. 97%, not a bad place to be, considering there was an 85%, I believe, from Nachoa. So that does put a little bit of pressure on, but still, Tampanai Tristella is an interesting combination. And they did have the higher stats in this one, so we could see them coming through.
Yeah, their stats are looking really good, which means that if you're putting up 14 Star Wars and you fail the first attack, that means you have to triple out, right? So it could be your first attacker doesn't have the most time to plan, and that might mean he has the lowest hit rate, so that your other attackers have a little bit more time and then can walk away with 3 stars. As Hawk looking to come in with some bowlers to get a polar bounce. Look at that. We got 2 Dark Elixir drills that are next to each other. So that's making it so that he can do a bowler bounce. which might have just been a little small oversight there for the base builder.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is something that dates back to, what, Town Hall 9? So this is kind of one of those basics for anybody who's watching and thinking about, well, I'm not a Town Hall 14, this doesn't relate to me. It actually does, because all of these basics start from once you start the game, learning how to funnel properly, but it's really Town Hall 9 where the action really comes together, especially because you have your king and your queen to work along. So you can do most of these strategies starting at that level. But getting this queen charge coming in is the most important thing, and those bowlers use to shape up the funnel, which is the most important option of any strategy that you're coming with. You don't get the funnel, you don't set it right, your queen gets distracted, and your game goes off course.
Yeah, as this queen is continuing her path in towards the eagle, enemy queen's there. Single target inferno, and look at the walls. They are open, meaning that the queen can walk her way eventually to this town hall and grab this if he keeps her alive through all this, including the enemy. Oh, actually, it's like all the heroes. Queen, king, and royal champion over here.
Yeah, royal champ can work her way through the center of the base here. I don't see her activated quite yet, though, to work alongside with the king, so not getting that value. She could work with the loons, but it looks like Queen is on her direct path to the town hall, clearing out a lot of the base. And that means the loons are going to come for support from the outside surrounding area. Do like those rocket loons, soaking up any possible traps, but quickly getting to the archer tower as well and helping out this queen.
Yeah, this queen's pathing is looking beautiful to step in and now grab this town hall, but he's only got a minute left basically in this raid. And look, we have 2 scatter shots, 2 inferno towers still up. Ground expos on the backside. Road champion's down now, just lures out the clan council, forces queen ability to try to continue to get the value as the Warren's ability goes off for this Lalo.
Yeah, but this hound is staying right over top the queen, not missing a beat here, which means the queen's gonna have to take it on. But the royal champ in a beautiful position here is helping out, as well as the stone slammer coming in for the scatter shot position. This time is of the essence, but he has spread around those minions. Biggest problem is going to be that 9 o'clock quadrant, the outside edges, as these minions work as fast as they can. So what he'd like to see is a big push of those slow-moving loons working their way up. He's pushing up. He looks a little nervous. Yeah, he looks a little worried about these storages here.
Time. He needs like some sneaky goblins or something to speed that up.
Haste.
Oh no, the queen, she's trying to help, but it's the minions on the top side, not able to get this. There's the tail trap.
7
We're
seconds.
gonna slow him down.
No. Can the queen get it done?
Go.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, wow. Able to just barely get the 3-star to answer this one, Woody.
Well, Top and I, Tristella, have brought it down to the wire yet again, but this time tipping over in the win column, a 3-star earned there by Hawk. Congratulations to them. It was really well earned, especially with another really impressive queen charge to start that one up, going deep inside the base and using great control with invisibility spells. He had an invisibility spell left at the end of the attack that he might have been saving for some point if the queen had gone the wrong way, but also using freezes and just keeping her nice and topped off. I think the scariest part of that attack, though, was when we got down to like 1 minute left and the balloons were still waiting in the army camp yet to be deployed.
Right, yeah, waiting to the last second to drop it, but it was the queen charge, utilizing the weaknesses in the base of the open walls, where the queen charged her way in and got that value. So now MSC Sports are going to have to answer. Again, they put up another triple here, and it's Kingsman coming in with the hybrid, keeping it on the ground.
What I'm surprised about is that after seeing MSC Sports actually fail several times this weekend to those anti-2-star bases, that SJ Tristella is not attempting to do the same to them. But they've still held them back, but they're tied up for now. Let's see what Kingsman can do. He's known as the Hog Rider Master, and it's nice to finally see him in with the Hog Riders. As the Queen goes for the Town Hall compartment to help secure that, the CC, and also she can reach that defending Queen on her path along.
Yeah, with that Queen pathing her way to the bottom, going to clear this last super minion here to be able to help potentially path this Queen in towards the Town Hall. Well, we have a single target inferno that's behind it, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue. We got Sneaky Goblins there, which can force the Queen back to the Town Hall. Yes, she steps directly in to help grab this value to eventually then set up the funneling for the hybrid.
Yeah, so she's finally in where she needs to be. He does have a freeze that can help hold off that multi-targeting Inferno, and again, the CC we do need to worry about. But time's a ticking, and he's going to have to start thinking about setting up for the hybrid, which means sending in the King and the Siege Barracks along the outside perimeter. I would love to see it. There we go, coming in from the 8 to 9 o'clock side of the base, already funneled up and away from the defending Queen. Just has to worry about the lower health damage from that Royal Champion.
Pops that warning ability, rages the Queen up single, just in time with the freeze before that single target Inferno charged up its beam as the King ability goes off. Hybrid's pathing its way into the multi. The single target Inferno goes down. Queen continuing her pathing in towards the enemy Queen, but that hybrid is going to lure the Queen over there first, so that this Queen doesn't have to worry about the enemy Queen as he can continue this path through towards the Eagle Artillery.
Yeah, the Royal Champ really helps out with that. We've got the Miners and Hogs on the multi on the outskirts, but also the reinforcement of Hogs outside of that strategically placed Siege Barracks. That is a huge important part of when you're planning your hybrid, where you place your Siege Barracks, because that is where you want your Hogs coming from as your troops have cleared the path. Typically it helps with the Royal Champion taking the lead, but in this case the Royal Champ did her work and is taking the lead to finish it off. Queen has been able to survive, and the Royal Champ still has her ability intact.
We have the Rage, invisibility towards the backside. He doesn't even need it. Crushing attack here from Kingsman with 25 seconds left. He's got the time. And this is exactly what MSP Esports needs, and he swags the spells onto the defending clan castle. Beautiful job, and that is exactly how MSC Esports wants to answer. Now, we saw 2 fails back-to-back to start this match, and now we're seeing 3 stars after 3 stars coming in from both sides, and MSC Esports coming in with 2 back-to-back now.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the Hog Master, we've had the Hybrid Master come in, so we still need to see what's up to bat, because Air, I think, is going to be the next one, at least for MSC Esports.
Yeah.
But it's really tricky with this Tampa Nitro Stella team to kind of figure out what we're going to see.
Yeah.
Almost always Lalo when it comes to Queen Charge Lalo, I should say,
Charge.
when it comes to Mammoth.
Yeah.
But the team in general, I think, is very well versed. We'll see if there's going to be any baiting. It seems MSC Sports trying to trip them up with those anti-2-star bases. I'm curious if that's going to be the continuous trend.
I think we'll see a lot more anti-2s because it's when MSC Sports sees them that sometimes causes them to stumble, right? It only takes 1 fail on an anti-2, and it's a lot more likely to make a mental mistake, a small thing on a ring base or an anti-2, because you know that you're like, wait a second. If I mess this up, it could be a very low percentage, and it could be even more pressure, as we are, yes, the anti-2-star from MSC Sports saying, all right, Top and I, we don't think you can take all these down. You'll fail at least 1. Well, we saw it fail to start, but can Diego come in with a clone here with the blimp, looks to be?
Yetis? Oh, indeed, Clone Yeti's coming in here to get some great value out of this. This is to help get those Yetis going, get more Yenamites out, spread them around, and get some big, big value. Look at them getting inside the base. Not quite enough to get that expo, but they have done some decent work. And alert the CC.
Yeah, now we got to deal with this Lava Hound towards the outside. Gonna be able to drop a Baby Dragon, beautifully take out the... Oh, very nice, taking out that Headhunter as he drops a Wizard. Poison spells help clear this Hound, so this heroes don't have to worry about it. No worries there, as now we got Sneakies. Queen coming in towards this Eagle. King is yet to be deployed, probably to path his way into the Eagle near this air defense. No, just waiting. Decided to use some skeleton spells as the King's coming on the far left.
Yeah, Royal Champ's going to help support the Queen on the outer perimeter with those defenses, likely trying to push across into the corridor. The Queen's got the opportunity, well, I was going to say, if she can work into that storage container rather than going for the Eagle, she could have worked along, taken on the single. Maybe she can backtrack, work with the King, because he's still got some power left over to try and get that Town Hall taken down.
With that King ability still to use, he's going to eventually go for the wall, but that single target Inferno is there, locking onto this King, causing a huge problem, so he's forced with that freeze spell with the King ability now just going off. He's going to, the invisibility makes it so he doesn't go for the single anymore, but he does secure the Town Hall.
Yeah, that invisibility comes in clutch for these kings so many times. If you're opting to do that, always have an invisibility spell because, like you said, can distract from what you're wanting to go for, but also takes the heat off him in the surrounding defenses. Queen is still alive with her ability, but she's not going inside to go for the single or the expo, which really has no problem except for potential traps. You still have that air sweeper up that's forcing the loons along, and they will have to wind up backtracking coming in. So sending in a couple of side skirt loons to go for the single, freezes up the scatter shot along with the expo, and that actually spares Queen now.
Does, and it actually spared and stopped the sweeper from pushing those balloons back. So it like did 3 things at once as the Queen goes down. But the scatter stays up. The Warden's taking some damage. The Unicorn's healing the balloons.
Oh,
Warden goes down. Unicorn dies in 1 shot.
And the loons get over top. They
Wait,
still...
whoa, we have the archers. We have the owl. Need to get towards this air defense.
Oh, it's
Not
low
too much
health.
10 seconds, but the archers get sprung. And now
Loon
it's
gets
the down. Come on in, yes!
Wow.
Diego gets the 3-star just in time for top and Tristella here against MSC Esports, Woody.
I am sweating bullets for this Top and I squad. It's like all 3 of their attacks have come down to just a matter of seconds in the end.
Yeah.
But you can't deny the man his name, his rightful place. The DA GOAT on top again with another 3-star. Puts Top and I Tristella once again 1 step closer to victory over MS Esports. A slim percentage advantage still in their favor from that first salvo of attacks. But it's been pretty strong ever since then. King's been with a triple of his own, using that hybrid army, coming down on the ground and duking it out straight up face to face. You know, we haven't seen too many ground-based armies, but I think hybrid armies in particular, and with the Hogs earlier as well, have been the favored mode of attack. Let's get into the next attack, though, because it's already underway.
Yeah, hybrids are a really strong attack on ground, but also another strong attack on air is the E-Dragons. It's probably, I wouldn't say probably, it is the most common attack strategy used amongst any Clash player in the world because of how easy it is to deploy, but it's not as easy to triple all the time because you have to be able to perfectly place your spells, and that's what these pro players are able to do. So let's focus on where these rages, these phrases are deployed, as it looks to be he's missing the Town Hall at this point.
He is missing the Town Hall, but the E-Drags are raged up and ready to go for it. They've got it in their sights. That Stone Slammer likely have meant more to do the damage coming in, but not hitting the percent mark needed or getting the damage down that was intended. But he gets through the majority of the core of the base, and it's just a multi-standing. So these heroes have a lot of power left in them to get this job done. That multi does not need to go down. The only thing he needs to know is that the Royal Champ needs to be available for the back end scatter shot.
Those E-Drag chains over the Town Hall through the rage was incredible, just absolutely gutting the core. Now his heroes can move their way through the backside with the Royal Champion going into the multi, and this is looking good as his heroes can finish this off.
Yeah, the heroes are the most fundamental part of the back end of your plan here with those drags, any kind of drag attack, to take out the core of the base and have a plan for the Town Hall. And it is here, the Royal Champ helping with the scatter shot, the Expo, and the final defenses with that Seeking Shield, and the Queen working perfectly with her invisibility boost, her special ability, taking this on. I mean, look at the time. We talk about record time, and this one is really nice. Just about a minute left on the clock as he finishes up. Maybe not the fastest one we've ever seen, but still nonetheless able to come in with the 3-star, and that is what they need to do to keep the pressure going.
Yeah, beautiful attack here, and it looks like we were just jumping into the attack, and now we're just jumping out of it because of how fast the E-Dragon attack is, and was able to use those rage spells beautifully. We saw that E-Dragon's kind of moving off, not going for the Town Hall, but then was able to invest the freezes to ensure when he dropped another rage onto the E-Drag near the Town Hall, it just chained and stayed alive and got all the value.
Yeah, and I mean, that shows the power of those E-Drags. You're looking for bases where you do get the chainable value, but you also need to shape it up right. The riskiest approach in those, though, that we often see is going into the Town Hall originally without having like a blimp that you know can open up over top. When you bring in the Stone Slammer, you need to wait for either some damage to come in from it, from something surrounding, or hit that 51% mark. And that got a little hairy, but still got the job done.
Yeah, you're able to hit that 51% mark. It activates you can able to help take it down. That's for defensive targeting troops, right? Like balloons, giants, things like that. Because E-Dragons will chain and hit anything. And of course, one little chain, even from an Electro Owl, if it hits the Town Hall, activates and then will damage your troops. So that's when you have to use freezes to ensure to keep the health of those E-Dragons up high so they can continue through the rest of the base.
Very true. So we see a little bit more of these coming in, I think, because of the speed factor.
Yeah.
Especially since
True.
this is a close war, except on the percentage.
Yeah.
Tampa Nitro Stella still has a percent on their side,
Yeah.
but they don't have the next 3-star yet. So that puts them in a tough position.
Yeah.
And that's what we're waiting to see. But with over a minute left, you know, when you see these attacks come in so fast, it's almost like you could rewatch them again.
Right.
They
You
are
could.
lightning fast.
Right,
As you would
go
expect.
back and you watch it again, you're like just insane. It's almost like you could fit 2 attacks in towards that. And wait a second, Exostana, I think he just ended a drought. I don't think we've seen a Super Dragon attack throughout this whole round robin series here, and even like before while we were casting, even in like the open ladder stage. Super Dragons, all right, Exostana, what do you got?
Yeah, I guess these are not a thing of the past. Exostana looking to show that, but it could be a bit problematic. If he doesn't pick up the 3-star, this could shoot him in the foot or shoot him to the stars and get that tie that they need holding the lead. So we've got a beautiful push coming in for the King. Flameflinger is also setting up the pathing here, but what he has to do is try and force those Drag Riders across into the Town Hall, but also split past the Poison Bomb.
Yeah, with the Super Dragons now deployed, balloons as well. RC ability goes off as a Flameflinger is on the far left, so he's relying on these Super Dragons to path their way towards that core by the Town Hall. And if they don't go in there, that's going to be a huge problem. Still has that Warden Eternal Tome. There's the freeze. He's trying to get them to the path there, but we've got some movement off to the right, and they don't want to move into the middle here.
No, they don't, and that's the problem that he faces. Trying to force him along, the Queen was not enough to do it. Does he have an invisibility spell? He does. He can drop it. Drops a freeze instead. 1 Super Drag going for it. 2 coming from the side here. The rest coming around. He gets the Town Hall down, but what will he have left over to get through as the Tornado Trap spins him in, and the Royal Champ looks to knock them out. This Queen's got a lot of work to do. Drag Rider needs to also do work, but Carpet, we still have the Flameflinger alive.
We do. As the Queen's ability goes off, she can step her way in towards the multi-target Inferno to the top. But what's inside of this Flameflinger? Do we have Rocket Loons? Do we have Dragon Rider? Because he could still have enough here to take out the rest of this base. There's not much left, just really an Archer Tower to threaten. And look at that, Exostana. It was looking not too good as these Super Dragons were dying off, but it is going to be a 3-star, and that Flameflinger just opens up at the very last second. But beautiful attack, and we're seeing 3 stars after 3 stars coming in for, it's going to be a heck of a war to close this one off, Woody.
It sure is. What an excellent back-to-back showing with some really somewhat unpopular troops. You know, I know you love pineapple on pizza, Lady B.
I do.
Did you know that in Hawaii they actually eat pineapple with Spam on their pizza?
Yeah, but here it's pineapple and ham.
Okay, well,
So it's
fair
kind of
enough.
okay.
You might be able to sell that pineapple Spam idea to our last 2 attackers, though. Excellent job routing those big, scary beasts across the bases. Electro Dragons to begin with, and then Super Dragons for the, kickback. That was our 3rd day of competition and first time to see the Super Dragons in action. But basically got to swag the CC troops as the Flameflinger didn't dissipate until the very end of the attack, knocking down an air defense on the other side and doing a really great number on the left corner of that base. It surprised me, in fact, how strong that hit from Stana was. I like to use Super Dragons myself because I'm not necessarily the biggest planner, but I think that gave me a lot to learn from.
Hey, absolutely. Super Dragons are a very common troop amongst the casuals in terms of being able to use in war. They're able to set up the funnels and send the Super Dragons straight into the middle, or even from the opposite side of the base, setting the blimp using maybe clone spells or like that, because we have seen attacks where players use like 3 clone spells for a blimp and just completely annihilate the core of a ring base or something like that, and that's where it's really strong.
It is, and that's why we saw it used mostly. But I think what you see in Europe MENA is the fact that we have players that are well versed in very different styles, and Lalo being one of the hardest ones. They want to flex, they want to show what they can do. So speaking of Lalo, we have Arium. He's not lounged back. He's sitting very secured. This is where you know he means business if the socks aren't up.
Because look at the score.
Pressure's on.
11-11.
Yep.
This is the final attack for MS Esports. If they triple, they can still lose off a triple from Top and Stella. So that means he needs the 3-star, and he's coming with his classic Blizzard Lalo. I feel like he does a Blizzard Lalo attack like out of 10 times, 90% or more, because you pretty much are almost guaranteed this is the type of attack he loves to do. As an Ice Golem, King, Queen are going to eventually move their way in towards the scatter shot to the right side, and then the Raw Champ can go for the Builder Hut, even the Air Expo, and then path her way into the middle multi there.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about hitters that can be predictable, but Arium, regardless of it, he makes it look so beautiful each time, and you can see the pure value that he goes for taking that CC, and no matter what troops are in it, but particularly those rocket loons, actually slows down the effectiveness so that the heroes don't have to worry and they have more power coming into the center of the base. As you can see, the Royal Champ still working her way through towards that multi-air sweeper, has her ability, is going to have to launch it because of the ground bow. This gives the Queen so much on the outside edge of the base. We'd like to see her get into that bow, unfortunately.
The invisibility spell was just perfectly used, so the RC can help clutch up that middle multi-target Inferno as the Warden ability goes off. We got the Warden ability clipping the Lava Hound as well to pull some traps across this base over that Eagle Artillery as Headhunters. Oh no, the Headhunters had to follow the Queen, which she was following the Hound, which caused them not to take the Queen down. But invisibility invested on his Queen to keep her alive, gets a little bit extra value as he needs these balloons to path their way to the Eagle to help take this down.
Ooh, the haste should help get some sweeps in, and we'll get them to the air defense as well. That Archer Tower, the single targeting item here, is going to start picking them off, but they have the backup of the Warden to get through. 49 seconds left to go. Defenses are all down. It is a matter of cleanup, but there is a King to stall, and it looks like... I'm wondering about that Dark Elixir storage in the center of the base. Ooh, nice haste.
Yeah, haste did a lot of work there, but not too many minions. They need to group up. 27 seconds. We have some storages. Oh, that gold storage on the left was half health. But they can now path their way into the Dark Elixir storage. Down goes the Elixir storage. And yes, Arium is going to be pulling in the 3-star, which means that if Tampanai Tristella comes in with a triple to close this one off, they will win because of percentage. So it's now finally coming down to the final attack, which it hasn't in quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is what I like to say, go big or go home. You got to get that 3-star in, or you're going to be left behind. Maybe not left too far behind, because they still have a win in their pocket, so that helps.
They do.
But it's a long way up that ladder, and each loss is going to keep you further and further back.
Yeah, it's going to. You need to focus on those wins. Top and Nitrostella have the chance, and you know you would ask these players if you were in a position right now and you had to triple your final attack, and if you did, you win. I'm pretty sure every single player would take it as they believe in their team.
Yeah, I would hope that they believe in their team. What I'm a little disappointed is that, again, we didn't have Arium show us the socks. I feel, you know, like I'm going to turn into Tom Cruise at some point, and I'm going to be like, show us the socks. At some point, he will. We'll see him nice and relaxed. But let's see what Almualin can do for Tampanai Tristella. He is part of the VN Tampanai team, one of the leading forces, and not sure if he's captain because there's, of course, Rico Torres in the main team.
Yeah.
But he does take a big leadership role and takes the planning very seriously. So I feel he's going to take this attack very seriously and still has to come in with the anti-2-star base.
Yeah, Cynthia rocking this base here as Almualin is pathing this King somehow incredibly all the way into the middle of this base. No more invisibility spells, but there is the bomb tower, which can cause the King to go to it. And I think he might just go there as he's going to loop back out. No, he goes to the Town Hall. There's no invisibility, so that King activates the Town Hall, but it doesn't go down.
It does not, and that is going to be a bit problematic here. The Queen has some opening to actually work her way along, but no healers to carry her on in this. Has to force the ability, has to clean up, and this is all going to be on the fly in adjustment. It was 3-star or you're over, and this is a tough one. It looks like these anti-2-star bases are finally coming back into play.
We got the Hound protected by the ward ability. We got the balloons raged up over the Town Hall. Take that down. He's moving his way around. That ward ability for the Hound was incredible to be able to protect it even more through those outside buildings. He's pathing his way to the single. He's moving too much as he's trying to finish off the backside of this base. Remember, a 3-star, and they will win.
He's got the 2 headhunters that can come through. There's no heroes left on the board, so they can help with some of the cleanup. The Loons have nothing to fear as there's only singles left on the board. It's just those red air bombs, but they're coming from left and right to take this down. 57 seconds, and Amelie, you can see him smiling. He knows he's brought it home for Tompanai Tristella, getting that win after losing massive value from the start, Carbon.
Yeah, it was not looking good there when the Lalo started, but when it's ended, it's going to be the 3-star for Tompanai Tristella there, Woody.
Tompanai on top again. Tompanai Tristella find a victory against MS Esports in a war that took a 14-14 toll to the very end. We saw a tricky 2-star start from both squads, but ultimately got a really impressive pickup from both teams, and it came down to percentage in the end. Tompanai holding just 12% over their foes. That means that Tompanai Tristella are going to be right next to Strut up at the top of this leaderboard right now with a 2-1 score line. Bested right now only by Tribe Gaming as the undefeated 3-0 team. This is bad news for MS Esports, though. A team already holds a golden ticket, but was trying to justify that claim and hold an even stronger spot at the top. Now with a 1-2 record, they'll really need to go undefeated from this point to get that strong spot that they are looking for. We do want to say thanks real quick after this war, of course, to our sponsors. Snapdragon Elite Gaming is supporting this tournament and making sure that this entire production is possible, bringing together players from around the region to compete in this huge tournament of tournaments. We're only in the middle stage now through our challenge season, but Snapdragon has brought it all together. And it's even supporting lots of other different games. We've got 9 games total across the Snapdragon Pro Series and competitors from around the world. Big thanks to Snapdragon for making this tournament happen. But with that third war out, done and dusted, now we have a victory for Tompanai Tristella over MS Esports, and only one more war left today. I blabbed on long enough, though. Give me your debrief from that last war, please, Lady B.
Oh, debrief. I mean, that was a tough one because it was just about as close as we would have expected. My only thing that I was surprised to see was the anti-2-star bases coming from MS Esports and not actually coming from Tompanai Tristella.
Yeah, it would have been really interesting to see if Tompanai threw the anti-2-stars to MS Esports, but I mean, didn't matter because they walked away with the victory nonetheless in the end, and that's what we love to see. We want to see it come down to the very end, the final attack, to triple or not, to win, and that's exactly what happened. Hopefully, the last one will be the same.
Well, Lady B, I have to admit, you've bested me in the prediction war. Congratulations on a great read there. Victory for Tompanai Tristella means that we've got just one more match left today. Stick with us because it's going to be coming up very shortly. You don't want to miss this one between Bad Zinger and Aphelion Esports. 2 more squads that are both in the 1-1 record, looking for a chance to go up to the top with that 2-1 finish for our third day of matches. We'll have some replays until then, but stick with us.
Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, and DHL.
I think don't get frustrated when you lose. I think just keep going and just try to develop a good mentality and a good attitude towards it, because it's a long grind and it's a game where like you just have to keep going and upsets will come and there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, just keep focused, keep going, and keep a good attitude.
An advice would be to focus on Legend League at the early stages, because every single pro Clash of Clans player all do Legend Leagues, and it's been very good practice where it's very helpful for wars. And if you have good Legend League performances and are at the top, for sure some top teams will eventually recognize you. So that's my biggest tip for you guys.
I want to start saying that it's so long if you start now Clash of Clans, but if you are Town Hall 12, 13, 14, I think if you really want to become doing tournaments or esports, something like this, you can still do it, because nowadays there are a lot of videos, streamers, so I think you can easily learn the first steps. And the most important thing, I think, is the practice, because if you don't play, if you don't practice, I think you won't become a pro player. For example, a simple example I want to say, we are preparing bases for the matches, for our upcoming matches, and we are testing our bases. We are trying what enemies could do, how could we bait them. We are also trying to improve our skills, for example, trying different setup of attacks. So you really have to work on your clan, on your wars.
As always, I think the advice that I would tell to a new player is to train a lot, because there is no secret, only work pay, and that's why we are here at this place, because we worked a lot, and you have to train and try out the game.
To start Clash of Clans, the beginning is very hard for beginners. You have to play a lot of time that you can be really good on a competitive level or something. And maybe relax sometime and don't be so toxic.
They don't want it with me. You got a problem with me? Love, you don't want it with me. Man, you won't ever stop me. Who y'all really got a problem with? Who y'all really trying to solve them with? Who don't really like the sound of this? Who come with me getting down to this? You better step back, get your neck cracked, get laid down where you best step. Better check that with a fresh map. Get lost now with no extract. Like, look, that's all me. Got my number, don't call me. We eating up, that's all beef. You freezing up, that's y'all's team. Cause we don't really lose no more. All about heating up, leaving that cold. You can see me heating up, killing that show. I ain't about giving up, no.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, elevating Clash of Clans gaming to a whole new level. I'm your host, Woody, joined once again by our co-casters for the last war of the day, Lady B and Carbon Finn. Guys, we've got one more war between Aphelion Esports and Bad Singer, two squads that both have a 1-1 record and are vying for that position along the 2-1 spot, currently held by Strut Gaming and the squad that we just saw pick up the win, Tampa Nitro Stella. So, with that out of the way, which team is it going to be making their way up there with them?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm in the hot seat right now. I'm going with Bad Singer.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a close war. I have a lot of faith in Aphelion Esports, but I think the defenses are still going to come through for Bad Singer.
I think that's going to go be Aphelion. So we're going to go other side here, and I think Aphilion's going to take this. So one of us is going to be right, but if we're both picking different teams, that means we need a tiebreaker. Woody, we need you. Who are you picking in this matchup here?
I'm picking it back up the Twitch poll right now for this competition where you can use your channel points to just vote for whomever you think is going to win. And right now, Badzinger actually has a big pickup over Affiliate Esports. It's currently about a 3-to-1 split in Badzinger's favor. Not necessarily decisive, of course, as we've seen these polls swing back around. And it looks like it's actually swinging right now. But Affiliate Esports, always evolving, doing a great job at maintaining that consistency. Once again, like we were talking about before the last war, I feel like Badzinger is another squad that can be really hit or miss, whereas Aphelion just kind of always performs really well. So we'll take another look at the leaderboard right now and show you where we're at there, looking for Aphelion or Badzinger to get the next win.
Yeah, so this is going to be a fun one, sitting down below. And, you know, again, we're going to see someone sitting in the bottom, someone moving up into the ranks, and things are going to toss around. One thing we know for sure is Tribe Gaming gets to stand tall on the top there, Carbon.
Yeah, Tribe Gaming up at the top 3-0 right now. And RVNT at the very bottom, but we're looking at Aphelion taking on Badzinger, a 6 and 7 spot. One of these teams is going to be 2-1. The other one is going to be 1 and 2. So a win here, and you are jumping your way all the way up to the top 4. And this is a huge match here.
Yeah, you didn't see that, Woody, but that was a Super Mario jump. Like the ding.
Well, the camera missed it too. I think we've got to get it again there.
Get it again.
Come on, Carbon.
Come on,
Carbon.
That's all
the
you.
mushroom.
You're the one that gave the sound effect.
Earn it. Acquired. Anyways. All right, so Badzinger is a squad, the only one, in fact, from day one that got only 12 stars. So they had a little bit lower of an attack rate to begin with, but picked it up in a big way, triumphing over MS Esports in their second match. That's what led them to the 1-1. While on the other hand, Affiliate Esports had a similar story, starting out down toward the bottom, but getting a pickup as well. I think we're ready to throw the roster on there, so let's go ahead and just do that. Affiliate having gotten a loss, in fact, to Strut in their previous war, having picked up the victory over Tompanai Tristella right before that. But with the roster on the screen now, you can see their leader Mark out in front, and joined by Eyewitness. I thought we just saw Kingsman.
Yeah.
But there he is with Gandalf and Gabriel.
Kingsman can't be on Affiliate. Oh,
it's Camille! There he is.
Yeah, so this team could wind up tying up against where Strut is. And they're a strong German team. They were known formerly as TGG, so you can see that on their logo there. But Aphelion, definitely seeing the potential that they have picked them up. You say they're always evolving, so is their roster.
Yeah.
And they're always looking for
before our very eyes.
They're always looking for the best talent, and I think they have found that here. But Carbon, your take is that they're going to get the win over Badzinger.
I think so. I think this team has been really strong, and it's just some small mistakes, right, that can give them the loss, but they've also won as well. And now, Badzinger, this is the team that you are picking up on, but I think there's one person that I want to keep an eye on is Ano, who has gotten a 1-star in the past. Then he turned it around, but take us through this roster, Lady B.
I mean, I thought you wanted to keep your eye on Ano because he's anonymous. And
That's true.
You don't know.
I can't see him.
If he's coming after you. So for me, I'm keeping my eye on Hugo Stiglitz, but I think you're right on Ano. Ano has a propensity we've talked about for 1-starring. He did in the last war, the first war that they had. He actually did rather well. So pressure seems to hit Ano differently.
Yeah.
But Hugo Stiglitz and Dima tend to be the constant for this. What are your thoughts on this, Woody, from the stats?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking Hugo Stiglitz up on the very tip of the top. But like you had said earlier, Ano, kind of a relative unknown for me, at least, launching his career with this Affiliate Esports squad through this mobile challenge. We're going to take a look now at the stats where you can see Aphelion has performed a little bit better overall with the 96% average destruction to Badzinger's 94.5%, and stars coming out on top as well. Even despite Badzinger having a relatively difficult matchup against MS Esports, although now they're only ranked 1 and 2 in this setup, they have a golden ticket, so I think triumphing over them ought to stand for something, right, Carpenter?
Absolutely. As we're looking at the stats with the Aphelion just above, right? And I'm just looking at it again, and 13 to 12, I mean, that just half a star really means it could be anyone's match. It comes down to not making the small and even sometimes silly mistake of maybe even you have your spotter that is talking to you and they even just miss something, Woody.
Well, you know, Aphelion Esports took their loss to Strut, so another squad that's at 2-1 right now. Certainly understandable that if you would lose to a team, at least that's a team at the very top. Let's go ahead and thank again our sponsors for this tournament, Snapdragon Elite Gaming, giving the support to make this entire production happen and bringing in all these great teams from across the region. Europe and MENA could not ask for a better lineup of 8 teams than what we've got here and now, and we're really looking forward to being able to award a golden ticket, if not at least to one of these 2 teams, to one of the others in the Snapdragon Pro Series fighting in North America and India. We've got so many games in this series overall, 9 in total, competing not just in Clash of Clans, so get your eyes on that Snapdragon Pro Series page if you want to learn about the other competitions that are going on right now. But with that out of the way, we are ready to hop into our final war of the day, guys. Thanks so much for joining us on this adventure, and we're going to finally get to see who is going to take this final spot on the top half of the bracket, earning that 2-1 record. Is it going to be Aphelion Esports or Badzinger? Time will tell. We've had our predictions from the cast. We've seen the roster lineups. It's all up to you now, whether you're in chat or over on social media using the hashtag Snapdragon Pro Series. Keep this conversation alive, and we'd be happy to check back in with you as the war progresses. Is it going to be an offensive war or a defensive war? Do you think we're going to get up into that perfect 15-star category, or is it going to be the defense finally holding for once, guys?
I'm going the opposite of what I've been saying this whole time. I know stats don't lie, but stats can also be misleading. And for Badzinger, their stats tell a story of their defenses.
Yes.
And I think those defenses are going to hold strong today.
Oh, okay. So what do you think the score is going to be?
Oh, I'm going low. I'm going to say about 13-13.
13-13. Okay, well, that's obviously lower end, but that's a little bit higher than what Badzinger has put up, right? They were averaging just about 12.5, and I was going to go on the lower side as well. I was going to actually say 13-12. And so there's going to be a couple fails that I think are going to come in that can cost that one team. But these teams here are capable, more than capable, of pulling in the perfect wars that we've also seen that Tribe came in with. And Tribe's done it multiple times so far here in just this round robin. And you're going to have to do that in order to compete against teams like Tribe, against Strut. There's not too many spots up in the leaderboard to try to be able to advance. And Woody, we've got ourselves a final match. It's going to be a good one.
We sure do. Let's get into it. The last war of the day. Bring the heat, boys. It's Aphelion Esports versus Badzinger.
Now, this is exactly how they started off, Woody. Carbon, do you remember what I said the first day around? You shall not pass. That is exactly what Aphelion Esports is looking to do. Did work for them in their favor in the first round. Did not work for Strut. But let's see what they can do against Badzinger. We've got the NC 3-star style bases that we're accustomed to seeing, getting easy value without having to bring in healers. So those extra troop space can be used for Lalo. But you've got a beautiful alleyway to reach up and across, get to a multi. I highly doubt we're actually going to see that because this can be an easy push for the Loons to come in, especially with a Stone Slammer and a properly timed warded ability.
Yeah, with that Queen securing the Town Hall, she's going to be able to continue her charge into the single. King's ability goes off for that multi the bottom side, which will be able to help set up a potential pathing for this Lalo as a Lava Hound Headhunter does come out of here with that World Champion trying to grab the scatter shot near the Queen.
Yeah, gets that scatter shot, but we've got the Yak actually taking on the Expo dies out, unfortunately, so that's going to put on some pressure for the Royal Champion, who still has to contend with the defending AQ. We do have 2 Headhunters, but we've got a defending Royal Champion as well that we have to worry about. So drops in the Loon and the Baby Dragon to try and take on the CC, but there's still a lot more to worry about on this base.
As the Stone Slammer's coming in towards this Eagle Artillery. Balloons behind the Lava Hound. Warden's not yet being deployed, but notice the enemy Queen is still alive into this base as he needs a Lalo with the Warden to the top scatter into the enemy Royal Champ, but he's got a Skeleton spell he could use on the enemy Queen, but a middle multi-target Inferno is going to be a problem if he can't path there.
Yeah, this is what we want to see the Warden ability for, timed with that Stone Slammer coming in, holding on to it as long as he possibly can, freezes it up to give it the time, and there you have it. coming right over top. It's also going to spare the queen. What would be nice to see would be a dragon coming out, but you know there's likely a drag rider in the mix. So the queen stands. The Electro Owl is nowhere to be found to take her down.
As the freeze is down for the enemy queen, headhunters are in to try to help take her out, and there they go. They take down that queen as we got another freeze under the air expo, but these balloons are dying off. He's saving 2 balloons for something as the Warden's trying to move through this Dragon Rider. I don't know if it has much health. It might just get picked up, but he needs it for cleanup at this point. He knows it's going to be close, but it looks like it's going to be a time fail.
Yeah, he's holding on to this loon for cleanup on the opposite side, but the defenses are what's going to pull everything over. So trying to help out. Oh, the double. Sam knocks down the drag rider, and where he didn't have the help is where Gandalf, unfortunately, time fails out. A 95% 2-star. Not a terrible place to be, but that is not the way you want to start when it's all on the line in this last match.
You don't want to be failing, and we were predicting the lower side, right? We were predicting 13-13, 13-12, so that is more than leading towards that score, but a defense for Bazinga is huge in this match. As if they come in with triples, they can take an early lead, and we've seen early leads, and when that happens, teams start to pull away even more if the other team fails yet again. And you know, if you fail, it's got to be closer to a 98, 99. And of course, when you get a 99% 2-star, that's devastating.
It is, especially if it can cost you a war in a perfect scenario.
Yeah.
But I think the only team that you'd have to really fear that for is Tribe.
Oof, right? They've only failed 1 attack so far out of all 3 of their wars. Every other attack has been a triple, and their 1 fail was a 99% fail, which is wild.
They're living up to their logo, you know, fear the tribe. So Paul coming in for Badzinger. We have him looking very intent on the space with the Warden Walk to start this off. Warden Walks are excellent ways for those players out there who aren't quite sure where they want to go to actually pick up some value over top those walls. Taking on scatter shots, they've got nice range and reach. You don't have to worry about the queen taking that step in. It's that extra 2.5 tile spacing that gives huge value to it and offers a lot of opportunity. The one thing you do have to worry about is the timing.
Timing is critical here as the Warden just takes up the scatter shot and the Queen's drop to pull the Warden to the left side in towards his Eagle, finding a Tesla farm. But these Super Bowlers, you can get the skip value through, moving in, but he's not going with a log launcher, going with a Siege Bear, so you get that free P.E.K.K.A. to move around.
Yeah, that P.E.K.K.A. is going to help out quite a bit with the King providing extra tank. What we do want to see are these witches reaching over the walls where the King and P.E.K.K.A. can't reach, especially with the wizards. That helps narrow out the pathing and shape it up to push everything with those the Super Bowlers to come into the core of the base. You can see they're slightly delayed, but enough to power them back around without having to cut through walls. So this is on a decent course as long as a King clears up the 9 o'clock compartment.
He's got that second jump to give him access to the Town Hall, but an early Warden ability means it's going to be a little bit harder to keep these troops alive into the Town Hall compartment as we've got a Witch, Valkyries, Wizards, off to the left side with a freeze onto the Town Hall, but the problem is this Lava Hound is going to be very annoying for this Queen.
Oh, it is, and in this back end, but the Super Bowlers are going for the Town Hall, targeting it already, but not enough power to do it, so the Battle Builder is able to get this repaired. The Queen still has a Unicorn, still has her ability, and we've got the Royal Champ with her ability left over. King's gonna die out, but the Queen, it's all in her hands to save the 2-star, and that's really what it's coming down to. Where she's going for the defenses, come back in. Royal Champ looking to save it.
Don't tell me. Tell me.
Oh, there she goes.
Comes back.
Can she get it?
Goes for it.
She got it. 92%.
Wow.
What can he get on the cleanup with 37 seconds left to go? He's got the minion on the cannon. No air target there. He's got the time. He's got the power. This is going to get it done, Carbon.
I don't know if he's got the time.
I think he's got
He's worried.
Drop the headhunter.
He is waiting.
He's got a headhunter.
Why he's not dropping the headhunter to the bottom? He's got it. There's no one telling him?
Just drop the headhunter.
That was way too late. I don't know. Oh, no.
I think he's just trying to make us sweat.
That's going to cause him to fail.
Pull.
Wow. Are you serious?
No.
Are you serious? No way.
No.
Headhunter.
Come on.
Minions.
Oh!
What? Wow, he gets it to keeping us on the edge of our seat, Woody.
I don't know what to say about that one. I was my heart was palpitating. I thought I needed to call emergency services there for a minute because the headhunter hold it in to the very end. I think right when he noticed about the same time that you said it, he was like, "Oh, I need to drop this. This is not like an optionality thing. This is not a swag headhunter. This is a do or die immediate send or lose." But with that quick notice, Paul does grab the 3-star. And actually, I don't want to be too harsh on Gandalf, but we can kind of compare and contrast here what presents a 3-star opportunity and what leaves you with a 2-star 95%, because Gandalf was in a very similar position, except instead of holding a headhunter, he was holding a balloon until the very end when he like realized it and dropped it and still was short a few buildings. But that's the sort of thing that, you start celebrating, you get in this like, I've already won mindset, and you realize, oh wait, there's something else I need to do before it's over.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like that balloon was essentially like there was a few extra buildings, so he needed to target or a few extra defenses, so he needed to target the buildings, while the headhunter could target anything at that point because all the enemy heroes were down. And Camille here for Aphelion needs the triple, and coming in with 6 lightning spells, uses the invisibility spell to reroute this queen to the left to go for the town hall, and no healers here, so he doesn't have to worry about charging the queen too far in after grabbing the town hall here.
Doesn't have to worry about too much when we go for the shallow value, which is what you see often in these style bases if there's not a lot of defense coming in, because we talk about the different opportunities of why you would come in on one side with these outlying town halls versus why you would come in across from the other side. But the king hung up here with the Tesla farm, actually, and the skellies is going to limit the value that the king and royal champion get coming into this. Oh my, it's like every single skelly that could possibly crop up are there, which means the royal champ cannot cut across and get all the way down to the multi, or all the way up to the multi up top here. So there's a bit of unfortunate pathing that he's going to have to account for, but the Stone Slammers should hopefully help with that.
As the Stone Slammer's moving its way in, the balloon to the bottom side is going to grab the Arch Tower. That's really nice because that's going to allow the minion down there to start cleaning up and grab that area, that value, as, oh, never mind, a few archers may just take that down as the Stone Slammer's moving around to the top with the Hound, the Dragon Rider. It looks like he wants to send the Warden with the Lalo a little bit closer to the left by the enemy queen here.
Yeah, little bit of a delay here that we're seeing. So we need to see the Stone Slammer coming through. A little bit of a hiccup likely in his German Wi-Fi, or no, it's not German actually. I was thought Camille was German, but not German. But the Wi-Fi just slowing down a little bit. Unfortunately, the Stone Slammer does not cross over, but the Drag Rider, the Drag Rider was going for that multi, which would have helped out. We've got more coming in from the outskirts to try and keep these loons set on course.
The Dragon Rider is up top, taking out that multi-target Inferno. We've got a single target Inferno where the enemy super minions are inside the poison, but we've got ourselves another defense.
Yeah.
Wow, I was picking Aphelion was going to win, saying a 13-12 war, but it's looking more like Aphelion might just be getting a 12 stars, and they might not be able to compete if Zinger is just going to be keeping the triples coming rolling in.
Yeah. So defense holding strong, and I'm not sure that Aphelion was quite ready to handle what Bad Zinger was bringing.
Wow. That was surprising there. Another fail, and this is going to be in the 80s, and this is going to give a huge lead to Bazinga if they 3-star their next attack. But Camille, very nice try, and that left up a lot on the board, and I mean, didn't really have the Lalo to move through together as a whole unit with that Warden ability, as the Stone Slammer kind of popped off to the right side, and just unfortunately, was the Queen into the Town Hall worth it? Well, it looks like he needed a little bit more value than that.
Absolutely. But I think the biggest problem was the baiting and the traps in that 3 o'clock compartment, because that did not give full value out of the Royal Champion.
Yep.
When you're bringing that King, you're hoping that he's going to tank for the majority of what's inside and that your Royal Champ is going to cut across a little bit further. Had that Royal Champ come in for the multi-targeting Inferno, had a little bit more power, it could have given a different course for the Lalo to push through.
Yeah, it definitely could have, as he used that Royal Champion ability too early and not able to get more value through that area, as we're now coming in with Bazinger's attack and Alfonso with the Skeleton Donut starting it off right off the bat here, trying to grab the Clan Castle. That's secured. Trying to grab the multi-target Inferno. And that is secured just in time there. So he doesn't have to worry about dealing with the Clan Castle, dealing with a poison spell for that, as now he can send his Queen in towards the Town Hall.
Yeah, Queen with an easy open access. No healers for her. So again, we're talking about shallow value, but we do have the Ice Golem to help protect because we've got some surrounding defenses. Want to make sure that the Queen can get as much as she possibly can with that multi-mortar and with the single, of course, but mostly the Battle Builder HUD. So King on the opposite side with the scatter shot. Royal Champ's going to try and sneak her way through. We've got an air sweeper there that would be nice to get, but again, Teslas, do we have sneaky goblins here to try and hold it back? That is going to be the question at hand for Alfonso, but so far, with the Zap, or with the Skelly Donut that he started off, he really has secured a beautiful path for this.
Yeah, with the RC ability now, she can continue her way through and get even more value as a Lalo is starting, and he's even saving onto the Stone Slammer still to move through. And if he pops his Ward ability, he can grab the Hound, which can save. No, he decides to save the Ward ability, not just yet, but the Eagle Artillery now retargets onto, only one of the balloons. So he doesn't get hit in the huge group of them. As the Stone Slammer is going to act as a Lava Hound to the far right side. Ward ability, Rage, as he's pathing his way over the enemy Queen.
Yeah, this is looking stunning. Now, Stone Slammers typically we see on the inside edge if they're multis. This one coming to the outside, so has to freeze this up. The only time we would often see it on, we have scatter shots or anything of huge consequence to the loons to try and knock them out. But he's got so much power to finish us off. He's clapping already, pumping those fists. We've got a little is that the Badzinger logo on the shirt there? That's it. He's flashing it. He's
No.
Either way, he's very happy. He's got the Emirates shirt on. Yeah, this is, I guess, his favorite football team here, which, unfortunately, I don't know. So I'm not even going to pretend to know, because I get into a lot of trouble when I do that. But it's a 3-star.
It is.
Nonetheless, after two defenses back-to-back, Alfonso coming in for Badzinger. The defenses are holding strong so far, and so are the offenses. 3-star after 3-star, Woody.
Beautiful job to Badzinger, Woody, coming in with back-to-back triples.
Awesome job for Bads. That is exactly how they were hoping to start this thing, not just with two triples on their own side, but two defenses as well to claim right alongside that. Kamil needing that 3-star just to try to climb back into this race, but Aphelion Esports are not going to come away with what they were looking for out of the beginning of this one. Meanwhile, Alfonso picking up a huge following there and being able to, flash the jersey a bit as he storms through the base with a clear triple. I think that this squad is going to be very happy with how things have started off, and like you were saying, Carbon, Finn, the possibility, the prospect of just a 12, 13-star war now hanging over the heads of the Aphelion guys.
Yeah.
What does it do to your mentality when your first two strikers both get 2 stars and you're down this far?
It's got to take a huge toll, right? We've seen pro players, when that happens and the webcam's on them, when their first attack fails, the second attack fails, and then if they triple their next attack or the next two, they're still super bummed. They're still I don't think we have a chance. You can see it in them, and they know that being down 2 triples to start off a match like this feels like it's impossible to make a comeback.
It does, and it doesn't mean that they can't. They have the opportunity to do it, but they need to start picking up those defenses as well. And I think that's where they've been unprepared. We'll start with a 3-star here. We have Gabrielle, who was formerly from Dark Unicorns and joining the TGG team and Aphelion team. Again, as I mentioned, they are always looking for some of the top talent. He is one of those, especially when it comes to Lalo, but opting to go for the Queen charge Lalo cleanup. And I see the Wall Wrecker Carbon, which we've seen a little bit more of last week.
We have, the Wall Wrecker is really nice to be able to move through and not have to worry about the health slowly decreasing like a log launcher, as the Queen's under the rage to continue her path into the scatter. The Moon's pulling some traps, also dealing with a Testafang. That's going to be very nice to grab some beautiful value. As is he going to switch the Wall Wrecker, or is he going to continue with it? And no, he is going to continue with it. He's not going to switch it up, as the Wall Wrecker is now getting hit by the Builder Hut, the Wizard Tower, 2 Teslas, and it's still opening up this section, but he needs to grab the multi-target Inferno to get this value.
Yeah, the multi needs to go down fast. Wall Wrecker opening up. We've got the Yetis Rage up and ready to go to come in and help out. For now, they're distracting the Hound, which is actually great for the Queen. Gives her opportunity to sneak up, take that down. And the Yetis are doing exceptional work.
Queen might just be going the wrong way. Oh no, he wanted the Queen to go to the bottom side. Down by the Archer, then down by the Town Hall. And at this point, she's going to walk her way through the core, and then she will get locked down by the single target Inferno.
Yeah, there's nothing to actually open. Wait, we've got one super wall breaker to open this up. But that would be like a Hail Mary.
Gets it.
Oh, no. With the Rage. Is it going to get the right wall? Right into the single. I mean, this is off course. He's got to go for the Lalo into the Town Hall now and get that Queen on a different path.
What an absolutely incredible Queen to charge her way all the way in. The invisibility spell was perfectly timed as the Queen's ability goes off, grabs the Grand War Altar, he freezes the Town Hall with the Lalo coming right over the top, but he's got to have to drop the Ward ability and the Rage as the Queen is not able to survive this.
No, and Tornado Trap is there, and the Warden ability was early, so these Loons are not going to survive. We're going to watch them drop right down. If you actually spare through, nope. Never you mind. Gabriel, unfortunately, not able to finish this off. The Queen, I thought, was actually in a good position to try and get the job done, but you can see the despair.
Yeah.
It is the defense of Badzinger. Those stats,
Ooh.
they don't lie.
Don't. That was some wild stuff there as 82% trying to get a little bit more. Unfortunate there for Affiliate Esports, so that's going to be 3 attacks and 3 fails right there in this match. And if they triple their next 2 attacks, they'll be to 12. And if Badzinger triple their next attack, they are looking to just be getting 12 with 4 attacks in this war. And wow, this is just kind of being one-sided with the final match here today. But you never know. You got to play all the attacks out, because something could happen.
Something could happen.
Yeah.
We could potentially see the 12 to 13 Star Warrior you were calling.
Good, yeah.
We could see even more the way Badzinger is going, but it depends on Ano. We talked about Ano.
Yep.
Ano is a very strong player, but he does often lack confidence, in my personal opinion, from watching him play for quite a bit. But he is an exceptional player. I think the pressure just gets to him. Right now, he should not be feeling it.
Yeah, there should be almost like no pressure, knowing that you're up by 2 triples. They have none. If you triple again, you'll be up by 3 triples, and then it's kind of just a walk in the park from there as Ano's in with the Super Bowler, starting it off with the Yeti to the bottom. Oh, no, okay, there's the Warden. I was going to say, if you don't drop your Warden and you do a Warden walk, you're going to run out of time, as the Warden is down on the right side to help go for the scatter shot.
Yeah, that scatter shot, always a nice thing to get out of the way early on, especially when you're dealing with these super bowlers, because it can wind up flanking your troops, and any flankable splash damage that you can get down is definitely a great option. It can target your healers, it can target your super bowlers, but this also helps shape the pathing, and the Warden's the excellent choice of doing it, because you don't have to force your Queen in too deep to the base, where she would actually wind up triggering the radius of the Royal Champion.
Yeah, with that Warden grabbing that value, we have the Ice Golem coming down to the Eagle to help set up this pathing. Balloons, task for sinking air mines, Super Bowlers moving their way in, but the Eagle locks onto some of the Super Bowlers, so this could be doing a lot of damage as the King Siege Barracks are off to the left. Wall breaks a little bit over there, but he's going all the way to the opposite side of this Town Hall.
Yeah, opposite side is the way you go about these. Because there are a lot of defenses. I mean, you've got the single, you've got the Grand Warden Tower, you've got the CC, you've got surrounding Expos and Archer Towers. So you wouldn't want to come in head forward with just like one of those open Queen walks, you know, with just a unicorn. But you want the power coming through. King's got the opening into the scatter shot to take out the other side that would flank the bowlers, and everything coming through nicely. But this jump needs to get everything into the Town Hall. They're switching back and forth, and no one is quite going in yet.
As the Valkyries are coming to the left, Super Bowlers need to take the jump towards the Town Hall. We have the Royal Champion to the left, but her ability is actually still intact. Another Rage, another Freeze. Freeze on the Town Hall continues his way through, but his Queen has decided to go off to the right side as the Super Bowlers are dying off to that single.
Yeah, but the Seeking Shield helps out. The Royal Champ's there. Lassie taking it down. And the Queen, she's still got the ability. She can power her way through this, not taking on any heat yet. So she's got this one in the bag. Ano just needs to worry about time. That is the problem. As we've lost the Royal Champion, we've lost all the cleanup. Looking at this Archer Tower radius, he can get that the storage is over there just out of range and needs to try and get this going. But holding on to that Queen ability until the very last moment, and ideally in a spot where he doesn't suspect a giant bomb.
Well, the Queen ability intact, but the problem is time. 20 seconds. That means Ano is not going to have enough time, but at least he secured the 2 stars. So they're up by the 2 triples going into the final set of attacks, but not going to convert it here for Bazinga, so they can't be getting a perfect board. If they triple out, they'll be getting 14. But this is the defense that Affiliate Esport needed, and they got to hope to get defenses for the rest of the attacks here, Woody.
They sure do, because despite having just picked up a 2-star on defense, that's not really a firm lead for them at this point. Badzinger now getting to an 8-star total relative to Affiliate Esports' 6. It's going to really take not just 2 great defenses, but a big activation in offense if they want to pull it up there. But with that last hit, Ano actually joined Elik now as the only 2 players in the whole league to have both a 1-star, a 2-star, and also actually a 3-star across all 3 of their attacks.
Wow.
So I'm not exactly sure what that would mean for them.
You don't want to be that guy.
Maybe they get a 4-star.
A 0-star.
A 0-star. Oh my goodness.
You said it. You jinxed it. Oh, it's happening now. Oh no.
Let's hope not. Anyways, hop back into the game because our next series is underway with Eyewitness to lead.
Yeah, so we have Eyewitness now coming in for Affiliate Esports. They know they're down for the count by 2 stars, but they have 2 more opportunities to try and turn this around offensively and defensively. Queen Charge, his way to go with the cleanup Lalo. Again, 20 loons, which means some of these need to be used as Coco loons to protect the healers. We do have the Flame Flinger that's going to keep the Queen on course of direction, but we've got this opening to lead to the Town Hall, so this is a beautiful push. It just needs to keep those freezes. Ooh, it doesn't even need to freeze. Drops the invisibility spell, so he does not burn through that ability too early.
Yeah, the Queen's ability is staying intact. As we have, the Flame Flinger opened up. Is everything just going wrong here? As the Queen is going to continue her way through, taking out this Lava Hound. The Balloons, the Dragon Riders have just taken out this Ground Expo, or at least attempting to. Hound pops, might need to invest another race just to keep this Queen going as the Dragon Rider gets locked down by the Eagle as they're trying to clear the right side, but the Queen might have to follow the pup. Oh no, she's safe and continuing her way closer towards this Town Hall, looks like.
Yeah, we also have the King coming in to make his move, also help take off some of the heat of the Queen, but she is taking a bit. She's going to take on the Warden Tower, the Expo, which is a deadly combination, so drops a rage to keep her alive and well, as the King tries to keep her on course, on pace, taking down those storages. And this combination together is a very, wait, King's got to take the Town Hall down. Queen comes back over into the multi. Hold up, this is the way you want to go. This was a plan all along, opening up that multi-compartment. Eyewitness. I mean, we are witnessing something beautiful. We do have to worry about the multi on the back end, Carbon, but we've got that Warden ability.
Yeah, with the Warden coming around to help protect this all. The Raw Champion still with her ability. Oh, the Queen takes out the enemy. Oh, and the Warden Turtle Tome also protected the Queen. So she's staying alive, getting this value, but the problem is this multi-target Inferno. The Raw Champion ability will clutch up a bunch of this as the Queen is actually staying alive to be able to help grab the backside buildings.
Yeah, these backside buildings are very important and easy to take down, especially with that Royal Champ taking the lead. It's all about cleanup here. 33 seconds left to go, and he doesn't even need that time. So getting the 3 stars is what they needed, but they still need a defense.
Wow, 25 seconds, and there it is. Eyewitness with the triple, and this is what Affiliate Esports needed to have a chance, right? They have to be 3-starring the rest of their attacks and hope that Badzinger somehow are falling short, and they have to defend against them to have a chance in this match, because you see there's back-to-back triples to start for Badzinger. back-to-back fails for Aphelion, but now we do have that 3-star, or not back-to-back, we have 3 fails that came in from Aphelion. So really, at this point, they have to hope for something crazy to happen.
Yeah, they need to see 2 defenses coming in, and they need to get one more. Wait. They need more than that.
Yeah,
they need. I mean, Otto's already come in, and he got the 2-star, so they need like a big flop from Dima or
and lower percent.
Yeah, this is. We'll see what kind of defense they have on their backs for Aphelion. They've got to be sitting there and trying to just generate positive vibes.
Yeah, they really do to have a chance in this one, because if we see the teams, right, one of them will be going down to 1 and 2. The other one can really jump up in the leaderboard to be up in the top 4, and that is going to give you a great position to be moving almost the second half, right? With the next set of matches are going to happen on Friday. So these are happening every Wednesday, every Friday, so you don't want to miss those. As Dima, you've called him the Trap Master before. He's coming in. Oh, the Super Dragons is his choice to try to take this base down.
Yeah, so this is the second time we get to see it. I'm sure Woody's going to be happy about this because it shows that it is not over and done with. And for those viewers at home who do enjoy still using Super Dragons, wondering why we're not seeing them, it's just because the teams have propensity to go for different style attacks. But again, when you go for these dragon style bases, you're looking for bases that do have openings on the outside edges. And that is to allow your heroes to weave in and out, work from the outskirts. But we still need to get that Town Hall down, and he is approaching this the Stadra style, and that is going straight for the Town Hall. Not with a Stone Slammer, not with a Blimp, but he will sacrifice a dragon or 2 in the taking down of this.
He tried to freeze both that single and the Town Hall, wasn't able to grab the Town Hall in that, but the Super Dragons are going to try to continue their way through the core, but the Tornado Trap is spinning one of them into the Town Hall poison.
Yeah, so he loses just a little bit more out of that, losing some of the health. The one we figured was sacrificial. The other one is a bit problematic, but there's a multi in the core, which is not as cumbersome and less of a worry for the heroes. The Queen still has her ability, is landlocked here, waiting to get her way to the Eagle. And where is this King? Is the King's working on the outside edge.
Yeah.
He is half health with ability, and Royal Champ to come in to go for that scatter shot.
And the Queen grabbing the Eagle. He's saving this Royal Champion for the last possible portion of this base, as we have a Tesla farm all the way to the top. And that King ability is going to come through clutch, so he can drop the Royal Champ behind the King, which is going to provide the tanking that he needs with 2 phrases. The Super Dragon off to the right. Nope, sends the Royal Champ over near the Warden. There's the phrase, RC ability. And we're looking like it's going to be a triple for Bazinger here.
Yeah, Badzinger coming in, and it looks like they are going to try and secure this victory. I mean, they have been coming in strong. The 2-star held them back a little bit, but this 3-star definitely giving them some good favors here. Their defense is a tale so far of this, but I am definitely impressed to see them stepping up their game a little bit more offensively, Woody.
Bringing a dragon to the very end of the raid and some AQ swag to boot. Dima has echoed the performance from Stana earlier today, finding a 3-star with not very often used army composition. Seeing those big Super Dragons just warms my heart, and I think that base was warmed up even more because that fire is deadly. Congrats to the Badzinger crew getting another triple up on the board, and really kind of putting the last nail in the coffin for Aphelion Esports, who nonetheless did find their first 3-star, thanks to Eyewitness being able to come through when his squad needed him to try to lift their spirits up a little, give them one last big hope. Aphelion, nevertheless, is very far behind now, and with just one attack left for both of these two teams, it looks like Badzinger is going to be joining the other squads up at the top with that 2-1 record, Carbon.
Yeah, I mean, if we see 3-stars coming in from both sides now, that would be a 13-12 performance, right? As they can come in, or, I mean, with fails and things like that, we obviously never know what might happen. Unless
14 to 12,
well, they'll
right?
be, okay, that's right. With 11, yeah, they'll be 14. So if they fail, it would put them to 13. So that one fail that came in from Bazinger could, I mean, they're looking really good, obviously. With all the fails from Aphelion, they're in a really bad spot. But I mean, they can try to close it out. They still need a 3-stars if it comes down to the end in terms of all the tiebreakers. So this is still a really important attack here.
Yeah, I think you need like a triple from Aphelion and a 1-star from Badsinger in order to have a percentage tie at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see as we have the next and final attack coming up from Aphelion here. Mark on his mark with the Queen Charge Lalo. We've got the log launcher, so we do expect to see a lot of action coming in from the hero dive, leading straight into the core of the base where we do have the multi and the CC to contend with.
With the Queen being dropped down south, can grab the enemy Queen, the scatter shot. This whole area down here, if the Queen passed there, will she go and grab this with the rage down? And she is, the Tesla's kind of stopped her from walking in a little bit, but the bomb tower is going to go down and she should path her way in. And if I ever try to get the Queen to go into these types of sections, she always walks, has a mind of her own as the Headhunter now going to help. A double a giant bomb does a little bit of damage, which forces another rage.
Yeah, so using these rages early is a bit problematic when you only have 2 more. You expect this Queen to get quite a bit of value, but has not burned through the ability, and that is the most important thing. If you got to use them, you got to use them. So the Unicorn still staying alive in this. The King's going to force his way through the outside edge, and this could give the Queen the pathing to eventually move her way up and into this multi-section. But again, we've got the lot. Oh, here come the wall breakers. Watch them sneaking their way through to give that Queen access, but it misses. Wait. It actually gets it open with the splash. But the Queen's got to backtrack to get through this. And I don't know, we still got the log launcher to open up. So either way, we have the power that Mark is looking for to try and get this 3-star.
Yeah, with the log launcher now locking onto this multi-target inferno, grabs that value. Gonna try to continue this Queen to charge her way closer to the Town Hall, as that will go for the Wizard Tower. The Crown X was the log launcher, is also taking out the middle multi-target inferno. So this is an incredible value, which also will protect the Queen and her healers. As Yetis come out, the Valkyrie Yetis run straight for that multi, take it down, no problem, as the Queen's going to continue her charge towards the Town Hall.
Yeah, that gives her a nice opportunity to work through, but she's got to beat through those walls, has the opening in the base, and it's already lined up with the funneling. These Yetis still have some power left to them, and it's Loons to swarm for the back end. I mean, we talk about these as cleanup Lalos, and that makes a huge difference, but I can't wait to see if these Yetis can burst through, help the Queen with the Warden Tower and that single targeting Inferno.
Yeah.
Nice freeze.
He missed the Town Hall there because there's a little bit off-center there. He uses the Invis on the Queen so that he can invest the Queen ability for the Town Hall. The Warden's trying to take out the single. The Yeti Mites can take it down with the Owl assistance, and he might just be able to take this down for a Mark for Aphelion.
Yeah, Mark is going to get this one. 12 seconds left, and it is the 3-star, not the way they wanted to see it go, but it gets them to the 12-star Mark Carbon that you talked about. It wasn't the team that you thought was going to get the 12 stars, but 12 stars nonetheless. This was a little bit lower scoring of a war than we expected to see. But maybe not for Badsinger. Badsinger still has the opportunity to bring it to 14 stars. We'll see if they can do it, because that would be a big turnaround for their percentage overall.
It would. With a fail, they would be at 13. I mean, I did say 13-12. It would just be a flip of the teams that I predicted. But at least Aphelion did add a triple to the end for their final attack, which will help their overall star count, which can help in terms of a tie situation. But if they lose this war, they're going to be going down towards the bottom of that leaderboard, and it's going to be very difficult to climb your way back. Especially, you're going to be taking on other teams that are at the top who have just been performing so good so far, and each team knows that a loss is going to make it that much harder to try to get a spot into the Challenge Finals, which will be in person, to have a chance to get the golden ticket.
And honestly, with what we've seen in the past 3 days from Badsinger, I do expect to see their defenses being probably the most problematic for all of the teams that they face off against. As we saw, they were able to hold 1-stars against Strut. Let's take a look, though, as Hugo finishes off the day. He was one of the ones that I said to keep an eye on. He typically tends to be a star hitter, as he's well-versed in Queen charges, but this time opting to go for a Sui opener.
With the Lightning already deployed to take out most likely probably like a multi-target Inferno. It looks like there might have been also a sweeper there, as the King Rod Champion are grabbing the scatter. Took out the enemy RC, continuing their way to the right. The Rod Champ, she's not going to go over to the multi by the Eagle, but she will make her way to the Town Hall as the Hound is lured out of the Clan Castle as the World Champs ability is forced through here to skip through as the Queen is going to loop her way back to the Town Hall, but we have the Town Hall activating, which is going to hit this Queen as she has to deal with this Lava Hound.
Oh, the King almost getting that taken down, but the Ice Golem freezing it up, helping to hold off some of the defenses, and the Tornado Trap is triggered, so she won't have to worry about that. Just needs to get through the pup. There's an invisibility spell if need be. She can use this to take it on, but the ability should be more than enough, not risking it for a biscuit. Goes for it. I think he wants to finish off with that 3-star, and Stone Slammer in the right place for that multi.
Seems like he wants to try just as the Queen's taking a massive amount of damage and does not get anything else. So that pretty much seemed like it was a wasted invisibility spell, as the Queen with her ability could have just cleared the Town Hall, as now he won't have anything on the backside as he's lallowing around through a Tassel Farm, pops the ward ability, but misses the Stone Slammer as it just opens, but he did protect the Hound, which is moving all the way across the base.
And the Dragon going for the Queen is excellent here to help take that on with the Headhunters working their way through. We've got the Mighty Flames and Powers working their way along. That single in the center is going to do nothing. The only thing that he would worry about are some red air bombs, but the way these loons are split, it will not cause any problems. Hugo Stiglitz finding the answer, the final triple, and securing them to move up the ranks this time around, Carbon.
Beautiful job putting them to a 14-star performance. And you know, when you do a war like this, and if you come in from Affiliate with 2-star, 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 all 3 failed to start, you know your chances of winning the war is almost next to nothing, as we're taking a look at all the camps for Badzinger as they are victorious here, as this will help them greatly in the leaderboard standings, Woody.
Huge pickup for Badzinger, and I was glad to point out Hugo Stiglitz, my favorite, to finish off strong. He got a gigantic hit there in the end and really came over the top with those loons. Maybe even the strongest attack from that entire war, so hats off to him. Another 3-star for Badzinger, and got a 3-star from Aphelion as well. Looks like they backloaded the offense onto that war lineup, but as you guys have mentioned, a little bit lower on the offense than in previous wars, and maybe even underperforming relative to Aphelion's previous expectations. I think that this is an excellent squad that still has a shot later on in this series, but with a 1-2 record now, it's going to be a tough climb back for them, whereas Badzinger on the up and up in the top half of the bracket, joining Tribe Gaming as the undefeated squad, Strut, and also finding a win for Tompanai Tristella, another 2-1 team for the end of this 3rd day of competition in the Snapdragon Pro Series.
I mean, they've only lost to Strut so far, and the defenses that they held against them was superb. And I think that's where, no matter how you look at the stats, if you see a lower scoring war, you also look at where that team is situated, and that's going to give you more detail, who they faced off, where they're situated, to determine where their defenses lie. And that is a story completely of Badzinger. This is a team to watch out for. And Woody, I don't know. What did the chat say? Because Carbon owes me a drink. You might owe me some pizza.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute, lady, because we're ready to put that leaderboard up. We've been talking about it this whole time, and we might as well just see the numbers for ourselves. Tribe Gaming, as we said, was undefeated, and that leaves Tompanai Tristella, Strut, and Badzinger right behind them with a 2-1 record. That is the golden spot for a lot of these squads that are still struggling to try to get that golden ticket. As we previously said, MS Esports is the only team on this lineup of 8 that already has one. But Carbon Finn, as we're looking at it, are there any in that top half that really stand out to you alongside Tribe Gaming as top teams to look out for in golden ticket contention?
Well, you always got to keep Strut in the back of your mind when it comes to gold tickets, but Badzinger, with that performance, the 14 stars, was phenomenal. They did a great job, and now getting closer to have a chance to be in the top 2, that's what they want, to eventually be able to then earn a golden ticket, because Badzinger, they were there. Last year in the finals, they pulled off some amazing upsets that people were definitely surprised, and they're trying to do that again and cement their team as one of the top teams to contend with.
Well, it's going to be a long haul to try and do. We'll have to see, because there's so many weeks left to go. But what I will say I'm surprised about is seeing RVNT so low in the bottom bracket. And I think they need a little, maybe a little motivation here. So I'm challenging you, RVNT, to get the win this coming Friday.
Yeah.
And if you get the win, you choose my pizza topping. Deal?
Yeah.
It has to be food.
Yeah.
Yes, it has to be food.
I'm going to nominate anchovies.
Oh. Oh my! I'm not going to be part of that. So she can take all that.
Well, I'll be on the other side of the pizza counter.
You'll be recording
perhaps enjoying
proof.
Something a little bit more standard and classic than pineapple. But anyways, hey, look at that. We've got something coming up over here.
Whoa.
Might have an interview. No, never mind. Not quite yet.
Sneaking into the shot.
Yeah, well, that bodes well for our possibility of being able to bring a player on. So let us know in chat if you have any questions for the teams that broke through to the very top, the players that were performing the best today. Is there anything that you would want to know about the squads that are competing in the Snapdragon Pro Series? This might be your one golden opportunity to ask that question right now in chat. See if you can get an answer.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look for sure. But incredible performances from Tribe Gaming up against Strut. You know, people, the polls was going back and forth what people were saying. We had Strut with the lead. We had Tribe with the lead. Then it kind of get down to almost a 50-50. But the war wasn't a 50-50.
No.
The war was completely one-sided. A perfect war for Tribe. 11-star with a 1-star that came in from Tryhard of Strut. So you know that Strut is going to be taking that, and they're going to be like, okay, guys, we cannot take this for granted. We need to come in with a better performance. And you know they're going to be saying definitely something on Twitter. So be sure to be following all these teams because they have their Twitter accounts and they will be either sharing bases, sharing strategies, and of course, sharing their thoughts on any tournaments that they are playing in. And I think we got maybe an interview to jump into.
Oh, that's a good idea. Why don't we go ahead and bring in Alfonso from Badzinger, team that just picked up a win and is now in the top half of the leaderboard, vying for a space at the very top. As Lady B mentioned, though, having lost to Strut, they're going to be in a tough spot and will really need to rack up those wins going forward. Alfonso, are you with us? Nope. He's back away again. All right. Well, we're going to try to bring him in as soon as we can. But we do know that it is Alfonso now. So if you have a specific question for the Badzinger player, be sure to let us know because assuming we can get our crew and camera and everything set up properly, we will have a live feed with him directly and we'll be able to ask any questions about his team's performance, which, as you mentioned, picking up big surprise, 2-star gap over Aphelion.
Yeah.
One of the strongest showings that we've seen from Badzinger. You know, having seen a pretty tough war against Strut on the first day, they would be in a disadvantageous spot against Strut in a head-to-head, having seen Strut take the victory. But is Badzinger the sort of team that you could expect to maybe even go 6-1? Could they go straight through and Tribe?
I definitely think it's possible, but from what Tribe's doing, it seems unlikely because of Tribe's performance. Out of the 3 wars that they've played so far, the one fail was missing 1 building out of all those attacks, which was insane. So really any team that's facing them is really going to be the underdog in that matchup because how strong they have been doing. But I mean, Badzinger, they still could put up some amazing performances.
Well, I do have some bad news from production. Unfortunately, we can't hold that interview today. We'd love to be able to pull Alfonso or another player in at another time, but that is not going to be able to happen tonight. Nonetheless, we want to thank Alfonso for giving it the old college try, trying to get connected in and have a quick chat with us. But I'm sure you can find him, as Carbon mentioned earlier, over on social media and get in touch with the rest of the players who are, I'm sure, very eager to continue to develop that conversation with all of our loving fans over in the chat. So I think we're just about ready to wrap this thing up then. Thanks again for everyone who tuned in to watch the Snapdragon Pro Series. It's been a wonderful time casting alongside Lady B and Carbon Finn once again for our 3rd day of competition. Congratulations to Tribe Gaming at the very top, the last remaining team to be undefeated. And we've got 2 spots for a golden ticket tournament left to hand out with 4 more days of competition. We hope that you'll stick with us and see all of the exciting action as it continues to unfold. Make sure to follow us here and also on social media and use that hashtag Snapdragon Pro Series if you want to contribute to the conversation and maybe have a chance to get a shout out in one of our shows that's coming up. Our next show, in fact, is going to be this Friday at the same time, 7 p.m. Central European Summer Time. So please do come back and join us once again. That's all from me, though. Lady B, do you want to have anything before we sign us out?
just use the hashtag Snapdragon Pro Series to also look at some of the fun stuff that we're doing behind the scenes. We've got Casters Gone Wild when we do our excursions. Yeah,
That's all it'd be. That's all her.
You can see what's going on behind the scenes with us, and also add your comments. So
absolutely,
just follow on social media.
Yeah, be sure to follow, and again, make sure you show the support. And always, when you're tuning in to the streams, let us know who you're rooting for, because I know you guys have your fan favorites that you're cheering for. We love to see it. We love to see interaction in the chat. And again, thank you to all the teams, the players, the viewers, everyone here in terms of production. It's been a pleasure with you guys, and we've got a lot more. We've got many more matches to come, so you guys don't want to miss it, which is going to be on Wednesday and Friday each week here, Woody. It's going to be exciting.
Give us your energy, and we will return it sevenfold. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, Clash on.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, and DHL.
Welcome to the place where dreams come true, where everything you want can be yours, if and only if you're willing to work for them, you're willing to hurt for them, But most of all, you're willing to be first for 'em. Ha, look, I'm going straight to the top. I don't know how I would stop, like it or not. I got some goals that I'm hitting. You hear what I'm spitting? It's hot. Look what I got. Whole lot of passion and pain. The road to success is insane. Stay out my lane, cause I'm on a mission. I'm getting what stands in my way. Yeah, I'm a beast. I wouldn't play with me, baby. The way that I'm training is crazy, and I do